yet?
Yes.
Oh, this is almost so you're kind of game theorying it here. I like it. So he's throwing curveballs in. Well, let's see if you're going to throw a curveball on this one. A little bit easier, perhaps. What is Doom's favorite?
मैं जुल्फा दा खेल दी रवि.
Oi, 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 oi.
Oi, 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 oi.
Okay.
Oi, 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 oi.
Are you happy with your answers?
I'm happy.
Okay.
Predictions, baby, predictions. Welcome to the watch party of
Killjoy.
Team Liquid versus NAVI. Brothers.
You've also both drawn a smiley face after.
काना ले आओ. कब तक करेगा? एक ये बस इनका best of 3 करूँगा.
Okay, well that is an astounding success.
काना ले आओ क्योंकि तेरा भाई काना ले आया है. काना ले आया.
We'll see how we get on with the next one. Emil has a favorite.
बहुत yummy खाना है भाई. पनीर की सब्जी देख रहे हो? Juicy एकदम juicy, हाँ? Juicy baby.
Okay, well let's first start with the guess. Doom Bros.
खाना लाओ जल्दी.
First gut feeling.
Haven, he's gone with his gut. Is his gut correct?
Yes.
Oh, he shoots and he scores. Wonderful stuff. Look at this. On the same page.
It's such a bad map though.
It's a good map.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel like you've had this
लालच आ गया.
conversation before.
No.
Well, Doom, this one is going to be a little
मत करो भाई, रॉकी बनी है यार.
It's a
Oh
50-50,
shit.
which means he has to get it right.
मैं लॉकी नहीं खाता.
Doom or Vandal? What would Doom
मजाक से हटके. I hate. भाई मेरी तरह कोई है यार.
That's the 50.
भाई मेरे को बहुत सारी सब्जियां पसंद नहीं है. लिटरली मेरे को लौकी नहीं पसंद, मेरे को बैंगन नहीं पसंद, मुझे टिंडे नहीं पसंद, मुझे करेला नहीं पसंद, मुझे गोभी नहीं पसंद. मेरे को गोभी चाउमीन वगैरह में अच्छी लगती है, बंद गोभी जो भी होती है, वैसे सब्जी नहीं पसंद. हाँ, मेरे को परमल नहीं पसंद, भरता वर्ता नहीं पसंद. भाई पनीर खिला दो जितना मर्जी, दम आलू खिला दो जितना मर्जी. हाँ, भुजिया भाई यही है भाई मेरा तो. क्या बोलते हैं? ए नयन भाई क्या सीन है. थैंक यू फॉर द स्पॉन्सर वंस अगेन. चॉड आर्मी वेलकम. भिंडी खा लेता हूँ मैं, मसालेदार वाली. आपको टमाटर लगते हो. एक्सक्यूज मी. ओए
But of all of those, which one would you say is Doom Bros' favorite meal?
पिकेम खत्म हो गया.
I mean meal.
My favorite meal.
Your favorite home cooked
पिकेम चल रहा है अभी भी.
Home cooked. But I cook.
हाँ?
or your family growing up.
This one I feel like it should.
लेट्स गो बेबी. पिकेम्स करते हैं. अबे
Feeling.
A gut feeling. It's been working so far. Let's see. I'm
Pick 'em कर सकते हैं?
neck and neck up to this point because the first round there was some trickery. The favorite meal. Let's see if someone takes the cake. Let's see the answer.
शिट यार.
Carbonara.
It's carbonara.
Oh, come on.
Yes.
Well,
It's good.
You did a dot and I didn't. So.
Yeah, actually.
finally, something separates you. Well, there's going to be something else.
शिट यार.
As a result in the upcoming match after. Wish you both the very
पिकेम नहीं कर
best
सकते
of
यार.
luck. Right here. It's neck and neck. as we
Submission
continue this
closed.
game show. Thank you so much for
भाई
joining
अब भी क्लोज हुए भाई.
Thank you.
That was absolutely awesome, and of course we learned so much about our coaches. And 16 teams now are fighting for the title of World's Best, and their road to the crown starts here. We have Team Liquid versus
Let's
NAVI.
go, buddy.
DRX taking on Loud. Day 1 of Valorant Champions
Chicken?
Los
Of course
Angeles
chicken खाता हूँ
starts right now.
गुड मॉर्निंग लेस. स्ट्रीम कब तक होगी? ये मैच होगा ना टीम लिक्विड नावी. भिंडी नहीं अच्छी लगती मेरे को. भिंडी अच्छी लगती है. आलू को आलू पसंद है. एक्सक्यूज मी. आप एल लो पढ़ो भाई. मतलब ए जे अज्जू भाई शाउट आउट मेरी जान. हो गया खत्म है. सीधे बोल सारी अनहेल्दी चीज़ें पसंद है. हाँ भाई 12:30 बजे पहला मैच स्टार्ट हो जाना चाहिए था, अभी तो स्टार्ट नहीं हुआ। भाई फनाटिक ले जाएगी इस बार भी गाइस, क्या लगता है? Oh man, I also love Fnatic यार। Fnatic के साथ इमोशंस जुड़े गाइस, क्या बोलते हो?
누가 제일 빡셀 것 같아?
프나틱. 일단은 도쿄 마스터즈에서도 좀 압도적인 모습 많이 보여줬어가지고.
I don't think there's any debates about it.
Yeah.
Everybody is in the best shape, best sentinel in the world, best flex player in the world.
Chronicle has 3 trophies. You're dreaming of 2, he has 3.
But there is a most important tournament ahead of us, right?
The dynasty to be fully justified.
क्रॉनिकल की 2 फनाटिक के साथ है ट्रॉफी, थर्ड ट्रॉफी किसके साथ है?
Have a chance to be remembered even more than Fnatic.
हाँ? PRX fuck the world.
And whereabouts is that? Is that where my hotel is? In there?
Gambit. Oh, Gambit.
We're
Yeah.
winning Tokyo. We weren't fully comfortable, but actually we're almost there.
First Gambit. ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है.
I think this event has to be the same. We're not going to win this event on this rooftop.
Bro, Fnatic ले जाएगी इस बार भी.
I think when it comes to European playstyle, I think it's something that Asian teams are not used to it. It's like they are good at punishing all this.
Double production, bhai.
Paper Regs, they are the fun team. They're the team that everybody loves to watch. But what is more fun than winning?
Yeah, I mean it's really nice to have like full team now. With
Something is there, baby.
Stronger. I have no doubt to him.
We have the greatest teams in the world here to compete. It genuinely doesn't get any better than this.
Just let a man breathe and just hush so my mind could just see so my mind don't erupt. At times I feel I can't get enough, but I sip a double cup and I spin a couple bucks.
पर वो लैंड पे जो हेडफोन्स थे वाइट वाले वो कौन से थे? वो रेड गियर के थे?
So that also means
गाइस रेड गियर के कौन से थे वो वाले? रेड गियर थे वो, इतना पता है मुझे. नावी बेबी. Steven Jott को भी बुलाओ ना प्लीज, संडे है भाई, फैमिली टाइम.
Had an insane year last year. Should have won champs last year.
Close, we should have won, but
Yeah.
redemption this year.
Another squad that has shocked the world was Crew.
They had no second chances at the start of this tournament. They've redefined, rewritten the history books.
igual, bueno, después de tanto que estuvimos acá tanto tiempo, después del 0-9, boludo, estar acá ahora grabando esto, boludo, y estar en Champions, vamos.
सारा कॉपीराइट क्लेम लगेगा मुझे बहन चो.
작년에는 3위를 했잖아. 쉽지 않은 성적이긴 하지만. 그러니까 조급해지지 말고 천천히 급할수록 돌아가란 말이지.
So many narratives, Cinderella's, dynasties, everything here in LA. I guarantee you that every single player will have a little bit of a doubt and feel some genuine fear when they hear the name Kang Kang.
Oh, Kang Kang back, huh?
这种在脱口秀已经给他们了，就是就给他来点大大的震撼，行吗？
对啊，没有什么是完美的，那种开放式结局才是最完美的。
多在几个国家捧捧杯。
嗯，热血男主的剧情不就真正的带到 LA 了吗？太霸气了，真的。先碰，我都想好了，要不就先碰一下Fnatic进了小组赛玩， 打到淘汰赛，再干一下那个 Fnatic， 让他们见识一下什么叫做 Chinese Power。Chinese 功夫哦 ，Chinese 功夫哦，高兴。我们先干掉巨人，好吧？然后再复仇一下 PRX， 不要让这个事情4不过3，好吧？要让这个事情。3、2、1，一击！
They're the best team in the world for a reason. But we can do it this time.
We ain't that far behind, bro.
We're not.
We're the only team at Tokyo that took a map off. So
True. We beat 2OTL and they beat them in a best of 5. Yeah. How is that possible?
They can lose.
They can lose. They can bleed.
We're good at once.
We were born to do this, guys.
But let's not forget, we've never had a reigning world champion before. So Loud, they could also be the team that break a couple of records this year.
I'd say our last game was pretty close. And I think you want to get some revenge.
Locking was good. Japan is really important. But after winning like one after another one, it's kind of hard like keeping focus. We need one more. This is the important one. Champion is champions, you know, man. I'm really happy that you guys are succeeding, and I want a rematch for sure, man.
Loud की same team है ना?
I'd say let's meet each other somewhere in playoffs.
Let's have it. Yeah.
Drop तो नहीं बढ़ना पता नहीं.
Under 5 minutes to come show. Make sure the stage is ready and players are lined up.
This year has been an absolute dream come true for all of us.
One more.
One more. Let's go.
One more.
Bye for the top of the show. Everybody in your places. 2, 1, go.
All right. First of all, congratulations. It's champions. It's somehow already here. So congrats to you both on making it. Let's kick it off. So TL, you are higher seed. Team A or Team B? Team B. So Navi, you'll be Team A, and we will start with your first ban. Your ban. Pearl. Okay. So bans are Haven and Pearl. Map number 1. Fracture. Side on Fracture. Attack. Okay, and then map number 2.
Ban करो.
Bind. Side on Bind. Defense. Okay. So we'll go with the next set of bans. Starting with Navi, you have Ascent, Lotus, and Split. Ban Lotus. Okay. Okay, so map number 3 will be Split, Navi side on Split. Okay? Okay. All right, I'm gonna run through this, make sure we're both good to go. No. So first set of bans, we have Haven and Pearl. Map number 1 is Fracture with TL on attack. Map number 2 is Bind with Navi on defense. Next set of bans were Lotus and Ascent. Map number 3 will be Split with Navi on defense. Yeah? All right. Good luck to you both.
Redgar cute. हाँ, Redgar cute तो है. Split ban मजा आएगा. हाँ. Ascent देखना था. नहीं ठीक है. Split मजा आएगा. Damn. EMP is there, Redgar, Nat, Solkar. Same team है यार. पूरी same team है.
on the stage, but you best believe there will be no love on the server as we have two teams that have not only defined esports, but have also, those 10 players, as well as their coaches, have defined professional Valorant for what it is here in 2023. This is going to be an excellent matchup between two hungry teams, Mimi.
NAVI has always been considered the best or second best in EMEA. That was their title up until this year. Team Liquid beat them in EMEA, overtook them, won in that tournament. But now coming into this event, there's a chance to change that score, to flip things back in the favor of NAVI in the tournament that matters most.
Yeah, and like you said, GP, there was love right there at that hug, but man, these map beaters tell me there's blood at stake right now because the picks, they're both went into the weakness of the other team. Liquid has just been blown out in the recent Fracture games. NAVI on the other hand, got blown out on Blind. I mean, they've looked very sketchy with Angel and Mateo. I expect to see some top changes. I mean, obviously out of NAVI, but even out of Liquid throughout this series.
And that's really the question surrounding NAVI. What comps are they going to play? What is the NAVI that's going to show up here at Champions? Is it the team that's still changing back and forth, making really strange decisions, or really be the who finds their style, are hard to predict, and can be a contender for top spots?
This is a team that has won Copenhagen, that has had so much success in their journey here in professional Valorant. And on the other side, again, the same can be said for Liquid. These are two teams that have had very interesting stories here, up and down, but the ups have been, or the highs rather, have been incredibly high. So now you have to wonder, who really wants it more when they walk into that server and start this game?
I think we're going to find out pretty quickly on the pace. I think they're going to want to get CNET a little bit more active than what he's been in his recent games. And I think we're going to see a lot of CNET going up against Safe throughout this series.
We absolutely will. Those two players have defined their respective teams. But on map 1 here, which will be Fracture, I think this will be an interesting style clash. Because for NAVI, they were the first back when they were FPX last year to start playing Viper Omen, to institute kind of a new idea here on Fracture. They've carried that through. It's become super popular in EMEA. And Team Liquid have actually been playing a very similar composition to them as well. But the implementation has been nowhere near the level that NAVI has had.
Yeah, and I'm surprised NAVI has stuck with it for so long after the Omen nerfs to the one-way. He got a little bit hindered on Fracture more so than any of the other maps. So the fact that Angel is still comfortable picking Omen on Fracture says a lot about their confidence in this comp. I am expecting NAVI to stick to that comp. Liquid, on the other hand, they've had a lot of time to pivot off of this.
Yeah, well, we'll see the compositions come up here in a moment, and there's your Prime Gaming agent select. I mean, yeah, we're getting a lot of change-ups.
I love this idea from Liquid. They're taking a page out of EG's book. We saw how good the ult combinations can be when you implement these Breach Sova compositions, but they have their own spin on it, playing that Neon instead, which I think has always been a super strong role for Safe. It allows you to be super proactive with defensive side aggression, and it pairs really well with this double initiator.
Double controller, double initiator. That's off the Cypher, putting him on the Viper. I think that's a pretty good shout, given that NAVI has been running the Raze. I think they've made the right comp adjustment here. NAVI, on the other hand, Neon is going to be breezing by the Killjoy util. I don't think it's slowing her down at all.
There's no Sentinel on the other side, so it has to be proactivity on this defense. If NAVI can shut that down, I think they can get a big leg up in this one.
Yeah, and we are ready, folks. Let's go ahead and make some noise, Shrine, as we get ready for our first match of the day. And what better way to kick it off than two fan-favorite casters? You have Bren and Sideshow.
Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, excited to kick this one off here. Champs 2023. Finally, Josh, an international event in North America. And we're setting the stage here with two EMEA teams with plenty of parallels, plenty of, listen, mischievous plays, risky plays, all over the place. I am excited to get this one started.
I think it's the most unpredictable group that we have at Champions, and we're kicking things off straight into the pistol round with two IGLs that have got to be some of the most unpredictable too. Team Liquid have gone for a really bizarre composition. And Solcas taking liberties over here on his own towards Arcade.
Fast lane up, there's going to be a full line to the side. No stun connecting.
Great sees though onto Yampi.
Yeah, and look at that. Yampi nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Dart a little bit late. Angel's still tucked to the corner. Safety in numbers. Rest of his team helping to support him out here. Team Liquid forced to really readjust, set their sights onto a different goal maybe.
So Sean was saying that the Neon is going to try and get past the Killjoy utility repeatedly, but here you see they have more tools to be able to work with that. The Seize is going to be excellent at dealing with Yampi, and that's got to be something that he baits out early or tries to find a way around. Now, Team Liquid stalled out a little bit, but safe still with a ton of utility.
And a call is made for a reclearance right into the maw. Team Liquid still holding. It's a triple face. Nats! He's claiming 2. Stun is beautiful.
Nats, baby!
So cheeky with a 3-piece. The beginning after a rough start for the pistol. Let's see how it really gets going, though. Plan. We'll get it going. Still a fight to be taken by NAVI. That's really just trying to take tempo into their own hands. But that's the pistol round claimed.
Off a huge play by Nats.
3 B main, 2 B main.
And such patience demonstrated there too by Liquid, waiting for NAVI to peek into them. If you think about how both of these compositions are going to play on the defense side, NAVI should have more passive information. They have the Killjoy setup. They can be throwing out haunts and prowlers. Team Liquid, without the Killjoy, are going to have to be fighting and using that recon information constantly when the side swap. But for now, it was NAVI that got a little antsy and punished for it. All sheriffs on the NAVI side, and both of these teams have been deadly in eco rounds across this year.
144 hai bhai. Excuse me.
You can't call into question that individual skill.
No, I don't really think that that's been the issue with NAVI this year. It hasn't been the individual form of the players. It's been finding a team system that really works, compositions that fit them, and ways of putting their players in positions to succeed. That constant struggle to find their style. For Team Liquid, they clicked a little quicker.
Oh, and faced it away. It's a game of timings. Wall up, smokes propped up. Close to the corner is Angel. Does he suspect the reposition? Doesn't seem likely. Yep, wades right into it. Aftershock on top. The stun. Sending it flying with the util as well. Looks like Team Liquid looking to try and clear this one, but again, too much emphasis being placed. Now through. Main choke point. Redgar and Nats landing it. Better weapons for the job. NAVI being choked out of this one still. Reveal, I believe, Shao able to claim that one through the smoke. Zipan as well. This is getting potentially dangerous, but leave it just up to Shao. Likely to win that one, not against the rifles.
So they save Phantom the Bulldog here into round 3. And Team Liquid have not been particularly successful at converting these bonuses. This one doesn't look like it's going to have too much behind it. Redgar only bought a ghost in the fire round, so he could invest some of that economy and build it up. But it's going to have to be fast and explosive for Team Liquid to carry this momentum forwards. Still, a much better start than the last time we saw Liquid on Fracture. The previous iteration, coming out at Tokyo, playing against EG, they got destroyed. This map pool, incredibly close between all of these teams. And Angel looks like he wants to fight really early on.
Listen, might be seeing a classic Angel play. He wants to take the initiative for his team. There's a flash blinding them all up. Haunt. Puts it back.
It's an excellent stun. Great bolt from Yampi. It pushes everybody back from NAVI. And now they're looking to head into Soulcast. Now, Soulcast has been playing on his own here, arcade side, pretty much the entire time, all 3 of these rounds.
That's the danger of it. Yeah, that's the punish, if you get a read on that.
It really doesn't seem like a safe place for Soulcast to be holding. He doesn't have the ability to get out on the ropes, doesn't have too much utility to be able to hold on to either, and no support. You know, it's not like playing a Killjoy on the north side where your turret gives you information if there's a crunch going on, or, you know, some way of escaping, for example, if you're playing Chamber or something like that.
What was made here for Liquid. Redgar trying to fake some presence over towards B with the dart and the drone. Making it feel like, again, all that attention is placed there, but nobody's given up their positioning right now to hold it down. It's Sugetsu. Fast lane in his face. Ripping all the way through, can't deal with the turret. Still a lot of angles to watch for. Sugetsu, yep, caught so unaware. Trousers down by his ankle. Still seen it. The back of the sight, got to anchor it, cannot adjust the aim in time.
Oh my fucking god.
Liquid finding their space now with the pit down as well as looking orbit likely to just steal away the round. It's a scramble from NAVI, desperate to try and get in.
All down to Shao in a 1v3. Does he anticipate Redgar behind? Yes, the adjustment's there.
Works, still got the haunt as well. No reveals.
So difficult to get a reveal in the pit.
Yeah. What a difficult task. The decay kicking in lower and lower, and yep, single bullet will do it with a crossfire setup. Plenty of safety there. This is Team Liquid.
What are we
really setting the tone, I think, of this map here. Like you're saying, Josh, you know, they've changed up quite a bit with their compositions, but winning the bonus round, keeping it going.
And they came into the bonus with almost no equipment. And it's Nats and Yampi who are just carrying this map for Liquid so far. On top of that, major mistakes from Sugetsu. It's an interesting wall setup that he was using over towards the A site, and he's gone for it again here in the next round, but he was just caught wide out in the open. Had no way of really dealing with the neon fast wall in his face.
Cool's made the try and push out here. Yampy, that's okay, off of his contact. There's a fault line and a flash into the corner. Will collect the 1 kill. Plenty more players waiting, though, to receive, and yeah, he's diligent with it. Checking the right corners. All that map control game. There is a push out from NAVI on the north side of the map, and look, they seem to be ready for it. There's 2 players holding that direction already.
Neon entry लेने के लिए fracture में बहुत अच्छा agent है.
This is the way that NAVI like to play. If they're pushed on defense like this, Zipan and Angel are going to try to flank. Sean was forced to break down a version of that play, actually, where Angel went for a bit of an ambitious TP. Yeah. But Team Liquid look like they're ready for it, and you've got to remember that this is going to be a battle where both teams are familiar with the other's playstyle. And now it's all down to Angel and Zipan coming through on Dish. Soulcast has already spotted them. He can just back up and play with the rest.
Purposefully not planting the spike. Maybe to farm some orbs or what. Not too sure, but they're collecting the kills anyway, and now they get the plant down. I mean, yeah, even the ace.
Well, that's going to boost up the energy and the confidence. Team Liquid are a very momentum-based team. They constantly talk about it, bringing energy into the matches, feeling like they're putting their best out on the server.
Ace, baby.
And when Yampy's 9-1 coming off the back of an ace, sure, it's an anti-ego. He's not facing the most stiff resistance in the world. But even before this, he was still 4-1 winning massive tools for his team, and helping them get into good spots on the bonus round. Sweet! That's how you know things are going well for Liquid.
Feeling good.
Redgar very close to his ultimate here. We'll see if Team Liquid have any ult plays cooked up. This is one of the major powers of the Breach Sober compositions, but Yampy's just sending it.
Yeah, all the way through as well, and the bullets, the damage concatenated on top there with the Nana Swarms.
I think they could have come up with a better strategy there.
Yeah, it was very all in. Another first kill going away at NAVI, but they haven't been able to convert the rounds after it. It's Team Liquid.
Still Soulcast on his own towards Arcade, now getting reinforcements from Safe. There was an opportunity for CNED to duel him, but he didn't take it. Chose the more safe of the options. They're gathering up here. Redgar still not really playing for the orb, not playing for any kind of Hunter's Fury idea in this round.
There's danger in this as well. The more you tick the clock down, that showstopper in the back pocket of Zipan becomes a round-winning ult.
But recall what Na'Vi did on the pistol. Same kind of situation as this. Team Liquid cut noise, Na'Vi peeked into them. Going for information, got punished.
30 seconds left.
Let's get to it, a jiggle there. I think he did see something. Angel had to let the paranoia fly as well. There is that trade. Zipan is quick with it. Now the showstopper let loose on top of the staircase. And yet he finds his mark. This time, Team Liquid not able to battle back. Crack into that defense. Na'Vi were very prepared.
Showstopper इतनी जल्दी कैसे निकल जाते हैं?
Let's talk about the ults a little here.
हम इतने में उछलते हैं तो हम दबाते रहते हैं हाथ में यूं होते रहता है उसका.
Geniuses cook up tons of different ultimate plays to carry the momentum forwards and win rounds just like this one. But here, you don't have the Brim ultimate, you don't have the Killjoy lockdown, you don't have the Showstopper, all massive tools that Evil Geniuses usually uses to be able to carry their momentum forwards. If you have a Sova that's one away from getting his Hunter's Fury online, I think that's got to be the priority. And that maybe can be a gap that Na'Vi can exploit. If Team Liquid haven't done the prep into cooking these big ult combos up, maybe Na'Vi will get some easier rounds here.
This is a bread and butter move. The Na'Vi composition, the one-way smoke, a bit of a prowler to set them up on a line. It gives them that A-horse control, but they've given up drop as a result of it. Let's put their attention towards it. 3 players grouped up, and I believe that's a stun being held, yeah, along with the dart. This is definitely a set play. Hunter's Fury, right from the spawn, and all the kills being collected. Combined up, beautiful turn of events, right when they needed it.
That is absolutely wonderful. Choosing to invest it here in round 6 rather than round 5, but Redgar had the perfect angle to catch those players as they went back into sight. That was wonderfully done. An A-split with a Hunter's Fury that was excellent for Yampy to be able to capitalize on. So, just as I was having doubts about whether Team Liquid had done their prep work on the attack side, they come out with that one. And now they're starting to build up to Breach Ultimate as well. Things that can keep Na'Vi constantly on the back foot.
कहाँ पे बे?
Remember, this is Navi's map pick. It's probably their second best map. The way that the vetoes went, Team Liquid got rid of Pearl, which Navi have been incredible at. That's why Navi have brought them here to Fracture.
Well, still close to the corner, trying to hunt down these kills to get to. He's holding his ground, and still the aim is sharp, isn't it? Good form towards the end of the round. We'll do some economic damage, but still enough money to buy. It feels like, yeah, in the back pocket, plenty of it for Team Liquid.
Look at how well coordinated it is. And look at the angle. I mean, as Zipan's caught in the corner, it also catches Xiao, who's trying to escape into sight. The reaction from Safe is exactly what I'm thinking too. That was very clean. And NAVI take a timeout. Bren, I thought it was so interesting listening to the press conference before Champions began. Much has been made of Emil going up against Doombros, two identical twins battling. But one of the things I found to be most incredible is that they said whenever a tactical timeout is taken like this, they can almost tell exactly what the other brother is going to be saying to the team. These guys are physiologically identical, and they've also gone down almost the exact same career pathway, coaching a Valorant team, finding themselves in this kind of spot. They just know what the other's thinking, and it makes these tactical timeouts such a mind game. They were saying they often have to ignore what their first impetus would be and go to plan B or plan C of how they would adjust things, just to try and win the mind game over their opponent. This is not just a matchup of two EMEA teams that know each other really well. It's a battle of two IGLs that have a ton of experience. The two brothers in the coaching slot that whenever they have input, have to second guess everything.
Yeah. Secondary plans. Plans on plans as well, on actions, just in case the other side is going to predict what you're going to do.
And Navi have swapped things up here. They've completely rotated the Killjoy to the other side of the map. So Viper Killjoy playing on A. The more info-finding aggressive component of the Raze Fade and Angel fighting Arcade.
Yeah. Star, Flash, Stun, all combined. Try and net them some early control towards Arcade. It was a nade that pushed them back, but do have that ground. Now the drone a little bit further. Angel tagged. Out in the open, but skips across back to safety, and there's a pit laid down in A halls. Lots of ults online for Navi.
Sugetsu presumably putting that down because Nats made some noise over here. We're going to have a Viper standoff where Nats is not favored. Going to have to creep through a pit if he wants to create any space on this side of the map. So for Team Liquid, it looks like another slow round that's just this pinch on B. These have gone well when Navi have peeked into them, but otherwise Team Liquid don't seem to have that ability to get into the site. Perhaps the breach ult can make the difference here.
Time running short, down to 40 seconds. This Viper's pit again, it just pushes Team Liquid into the B site. Should be expecting this one. Zipan still has to watch multiple angles, and here's a Nightfall. In response there, breach ult going straight wide into their spawn as well, just trying to take the fight straight to them as well. It's going to have to be containment. Various areas of the map. Onto the site, Zipan falls though. Sokas now with a late lurk and not expecting that angle. Xiao from behind the box just popping out in the open. Heads on a swivel, Team Liquid. Caught so damn unaware. Redguard still wins his fight out, and Yampi looking as well to get that backstab attempt. Xiao still alive, but it is just left up to Yampi. It's a 1v2. Very wide swing. Xiao still alive. 9 bullets, make it 7. Has to skip across and try and deny it. Yeah, immaculately played by Xiao to get to always safe pair of hands in that scenario.
There it is, Emil's favorite skin. Team Liquid's slow attacks into B have just simply not been successful. They're not able to get the same value, and here's what happened over towards Halls.
Excuse me, Nats abhi tak hold kar rakha tha.
Meet up with the rest of the players on B, and it just ended up being a 1-for-1 trade, where Nats was essentially out of the fight the entire time. So NAVI have another, in very similar fashion to how they got round 5. They're going to look to try and take some tree control as everybody on Liquid sets up for an A split.
On either side of the map there, there's not going to be any contact.
Bhai wo recon sikha de Sova
Recon dart too that Redguard's throwing. It's all the way from the south side, and it lands to clear out Dish.
It's cheeky.
Clearly a lot of prep work been put in here. This rotate, though, is incredibly early from NAVI.
Already stacking, aren't they? With the exception of just Xiao. Redguard's droning out towards B main, maybe just making it feel like they could be pushing if there was players there, but no, Na'Vi are stacking this, and Team Liquid, do they still choose to pull the trigger? Yeah, there's the stuns coming through, gliding down, but Yampi's caught in between two players. Nats now left to try and maybe do some work here. He slipped himself into the back line through the ropes and ships in a night. Is there any expectation here? Shao still looking the other way. Angel still in his hand, zip onto the side. Doesn't expect it. The comms going to miss.
Leaves things in a 2v3. Team Liquid still have Safe and Soulcast and Astro Wall potentially to get out onto a side somewhere. As Xiao still feels like he needs to commit to the B side. They don't exactly know where these Team Liquid players are, but the time, Team Liquid's worst enemy.
It's working against them. Got to get a move on here. Cosmic Divide. It's going to split up the site. A bit more palpable, potentially. Flash into the corner. Cena don't know. Caught by it!
Nice.
Look at the transfer. Even if he wasn't good for it. The rest of his team hot on the trail. Able to put a stop to it.
Got timing a match.
Some of that momentum definitely petering out here for Liquid after an explosive start. You still have Yampi and Nats up at the top of the scoreboard, but Yampi is getting caught on more of these entries. You see the adaptation from Na'Vi as soon as the fast lane went down for Yampi to get into sight. Two of the Na'Vi players jumped into it. They bloomed a smoke, ran inside the fast lane to catch Yampi.
Vandal or
They're
Phantom
putting a lot of resources into shutting down his Neon early, and there isn't enough support.
Phantom, Vandal,
Same
Vandal.
play again here, same
Phantom,
recon dart.
Vandal. Vandal,
The
Vandal,
orb to take a
Vandal,
little bit of
Phantom.
false control.
भाई Vandal use कर रहे हैं
Look
अभी
like
भी.
they're recognizing it. Angel and Zipan are fast out through the north side, and red pings light the map up.
Onto the north side, yeah.
Liquid, no.
It's been called, expected now, and Liquid seeking to contain, seeking to get that information, but a cross edge is not good. Angel's made to look like an absolute bloody genius. Impeccable form, even with him falling. The space has been created, and the spike is dropped in the middle of nowhere.
Take flight.
This one is going to be an almost impossibility for Redgar and Nats to recover. Everybody on Na'Vi controlling that area. The drone, I mean, it clears a part of the map that Na'Vi have no interest in standing in. Those are the kind of moments where you have these IGLs.
Phantom.
Angel playing against
Roy
Redgar. Both of them
Vandals.
love making aggressive,
Nats तो
hard
कुछ
reads
भी
of
हो
their
जाए.
opponent. There's going to be wild plays where
By Nats
sometimes
की
they look
Phantom
like
देख
they
रहे
have a need to feed.
कोई
But
सी भी gun
in
आ जाए
certain
Phantom.
spots like this,
वो ही
they
वाली
can pull
Phantom
out
होगी,
the
Nats
exact
Phantom.
play that they need to.
और कोई Phantom use
The
नहीं.
X factor for either team.
वो भाई के पास Champions Vandal है बे.
For Redgar and Nats here, I think they'd love to save these weapons necessary, but also if they could get some kind of ult orb, I mean, even with a killer up there,
position
they're
अच्छी
going to be
है
able to have ults up for the next round. They don't need to prioritize that too much. A lot of these orbs are attacker-sided. But this next round is going to be a very important one. Only Soulcast without the ability to buy.
Maybe the rifles will make a difference. But this is Na'Vi. String of rounds now, almost dragging it even. One more round will do it.
What the fuck?
And yeah, Angel. I mean, again, the aggression is there, isn't it, from him? Doesn't shy away from it. When he has an idea and a read on the map, what's going on? He's always going to be the first one to take that contact.
Recon dots.
This is where we're really starting to see how deep does that Team Liquid playbook run. It's a new composition. What else have they cooked up? Because
single.
Starting to run dry ever so slightly. Preparation in order with this one. Dart down to the side, making it feel like, again, that A presence, but this time, it's Team Liquid trying to work over towards
single
arcade.
full recon मारा उसने.
Have tree control.
पर कहाँ मारा मैंने देखा नहीं मैंने एकदम aim नहीं देखा.
And previously, this haunt has not really been followed up. So Team Liquid may disrespect it. Redgar's using his drone over towards halls instead of using that to re-clear trees, so Angel's got himself in a spot where he may well get value. And even if he does get pushed, punished, he has his ultimate to be able to escape. Great awareness from Yampi, checking the high ground there for Zipan.
And is that the opening that they were hunting for? Well, that and more. Angel falling 3v5. Has to be heroics and Xiao. He can't do it.
1 HP. Excuse me. Unlucky है Xiao.
Opting now into the retake. I mean, Cena with the operator in his hands, not a chance in hell. Not going to be doing that with a player disadvantage. Have to get out of there and save. So, well set up round from Team Liquid.
It is, but almost in some sense, just a slow, contacting and clearing out the players from NAVI who are in spots that, you know, were a little more dangerous. You can't really say that about Zipan. Holding on top of Generator, very common, but also great awareness, I think, from the other side of things for Team Liquid to have crosshair placement trained in that specific spot. It's often an area that ends up catching people out. And I think one of the reasons that they can afford to do that is that there just hasn't been aggression coming from tower. When CNED's been playing in that spot, he's been playing passively, hold up inside tower, not looking for aggressive swings, so they're not worried about it as they get through arcade. They can only focus on one of those angles. Speaking of CNED, you know, he's had this lockdown for a long time. We saw him recently make the move over to Killjoy, and I think he's still adapting, picking up the operator now. He's playing hard anchor, which hasn't given him many opportunities to use the lockdown in some kind of retake setup. So they're missing the value that that ultimate could provide as we head deep here into this first half.
Oh, bhai, kitna unlucky hai, bhai.
Well, it's just been waiting there. Yeah.
So
a steady lead being held in game by Team Liquid, but here we go. There's a response. Util being used, and they are backed all the way out of there. The Showstoppers just pulled out of Zipan, close to the corner, but no value at all. It's a full evacuation, Team Liquid, but right into the operator this time. That's getting caught on the lurk, but still that arcade control is Liquid's.
This is going to make things very difficult for CNED, right? They want to try and maintain some level of presence over towards the site, but Team Liquid have arcade control. They're trying to get up into tower at the moment too. Thankfully, CNED does actually have that alarm bot that tells him if people are trying to get deep into tower onto site. So it gives him and Shao just a little bit of safety as Team Liquid back off from B. Regrouping with their IGL, who's taken Hall's control.
Looking like they wanted to go towards A, but no.
Oh, they're
guessing it, yeah, committing over towards it again. Redcar faking the presence with the drone. It's been a regular theme so far, this attack side of Team Liquid. But it's not pulling many of these players away. Some of them are starting to move away. CNED doesn't know if they've crossed. It's all over the place, isn't it?
I mean, CNED doesn't know if they're in tower right now, too.
With the operator out in the open, I mean, he's got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. He's got to back away, and Predator's team have his back. There's the shot landed. Flashes not connecting, and Shao pushing right through the smoke, catching every single player that might be lurking and trying to put a stop to it.
KJ में भी CNED.
What a round by CNED with his off. Put in really uncomfortable spots and delivered every time he was asked to take a shot.
Defense में Team Liquid को दिक्कत होगी. हाँ, वही.
I think that's been one of the biggest issues actually with NAVI this year.
6 rounds निकाल दिए. अगर अभी
comfortable. And here, I'm
7-5 नहीं करा ना.
In terms of his positioning, he particularly was, but he's got so much skill.
मजाक से हटके.
His ability to read where his opponents were coming from in that situation, immaculate too.
Oh, sorry.
He doesn't need the lockdown. Save it for round 12. Now Redgar has the Hunter's Fury as well, so there is a counter available as we head into the final round of this half. NAVI have been constantly exploring. Angel has kept them very proactive on the defensive side. And if Soulcast tries to take space in arcade, he is going to be met with resistance once more. He evacuates.
Across the ropes this time, doesn't want to get caught out. Regrouping with the rest of them. Still that tree control is theirs. In tunnel as well, looks like that's where Yampy's setting his sights, but that is being watched as well. If he decides to push deep into it, Angel, he's got his rifle locked onto it. So safe, so slow. What you come to expect some of these teams. This time the drone coming in. Actually, is a lot of players behind this one. The Haunt is good though. That's going to be a tag. What a kill! Right onto Yampy. Going from the set flying. Viper spin into the show. Hunter's Fury. They are chucking the kitchen sink at this. Are they going to be able to get through? Still time. 30 seconds left. Have to see that plan coming down for the extension. We're just following the Prowlers right to the prize. Zipan is collecting. Guy's an absolute monster, but finally shut down. That taking matters into his own hands. 20 seconds left. Spike. He's grabbed it. There's a player watching. And the lockdown finally getting that value. It's all up to Redgar. Not a chance.
And NAVI ties up at 6-6 in the first half of Champions 2023. It's a tight game, a close one, a slow one too. And a bit bizarre. If you thought this was going to be defined by the big battle of Safe against CNED, it hasn't quite gone that way, with that being a Breach v Killjoy matchup. But the First quarter dominated by Yampi and Nats until Na'Vi found a way to respond.
दो तो स्मोक में ही भाई 6-6 हुआ है मजाक से हटके
Yeah, that was a lot.
60-40 है टीम नावी जीत जाएगी
This is
ये वाला मैप
what we've come to expect. It wasn't defined by flashy plays, but you can tell that once the compositions were locked in, it felt like that's when the wheels started to turn here, and everyone's really trying to like game plan against how do you stop.
By 19 month, Harshit bhai, Jaan ke tote, love you brother.
I think this was defined by their composition, and the question was, what do they have cooked up? Do they have those same alt combos that were so good for EG? And they had rounds, like in round 6 in particular. I think they did a really good job on this execute. Especially since it's Yampi playing the Neon. This is an unusual agent for him, but I think they combined it really well, using the Neon to distract those relay bolts to hold people in place with that dart to then go out and use the Sova ultimate. But the thing was, it wasn't these rounds that defined the half. It wasn't like EG where it's ult combo upon ult combo. It really, I think, came down to the mid-rounding a lot for TL, where Na'Vi was winning in these late rounds.
I agree completely. I think if Na'Vi went back and looks at this map and how it started, it is eerily similar to what their LCQ run looked like. They got first bloods on their opening pistol round and the bonus, and they couldn't convert those rounds. Those are massive swing rounds in that half, and I think without that, Na'Vi wins this half convincingly. That said, I want to give Liquid their flowers like you just did. I love the set plays coming between the Neon, the Sova, and the Breach. I thought the combination of the Yuto was perfect.
For Na'Vi in that first half, it was interesting because it was almost always Angel being the proactive player. He was never zip in. I expect that to change in this half. And for Na'Vi, I think it's a question of how do you deny this Neon space? Because Liquid, with double initiator Neon, is going to want to be really aggressive on the extremities, pushing forward with a dart, a stun, and that Neon combining.
Yeah, that is really, we're going to see how this plays out. But what we've gotten so far, a closely contested matchup between two teams that are so familiar with one another. But let's go ahead and send it right back over to Brennan Sideshow and take us through this second half.
We said this was going to be a game of parity. You think about the identical twin head coaches, IGL Omen players that love to make the risky plays. And yeah, 6-6 half is what we're staring at.
The issue here, though, for Team Liquid is that Na'Vi, in my opinion, are a lot better on the attack side of this map than they are on the defense. I'm not sure that necessarily bears out the stats, but I think that they tend to come in with better ideas. I think the slow pace on their attack side is the way that Angel likes to call and the way that players like Sugetsu and Xiao like to play.
Another play being set up though. Some form of utility. There's a fault line. Double swing, double face. Zip pound, not favored. Who's alone in that?
Not at all. That's a really ambitious refight. He knows that there's going to be multiple people there supported by breach utility.
With that first kill, Team Liquid advantage. Still not a lot of information because, yeah, Nats. What a timing to be taken by Na'Vi. Immediately evened out. Gained access to the site. Should be a free plan for them. B main control also held. Still giving time for Team Liquid to rotate.
Yeah, where is this spike going?
What is the call here? The call to push into spawn. This is a complete adaptation. Redguard could be an absolute hero here to stun, to capitalize. Redguard heard it all. And the util is good. It's fantastic. It's still coverage is there. Into the smoke. What am I watching? It's anarchy.
That's the spike again.
2 versus 2.
Safe has it. Knocked down right by his feet.
Picked up though. And so, which way does this go? I mean, the smoke's still covering their exits, but again, tip top, it's just pure RNG. Oh my god.
Safe finding value there, but that was also Soulcast's smoke that even allowed Sugetsu to escape in the first place. Can Xiao win this? What is that headshot?
I mean, basically, full run is what it felt like now. Time left as well to get this plant up, but he is low. With the extension, him versus Safe. Ghost in either hands. Needs to be a shot to the head, he digs him. Shot goes wide, stun, missing, doesn't hit it though. It's Safe with 3 to finish. What? And a pistol round for Team Liquid, man.
That is a pistol round for the ages. That's an unbelievable one. What an audible to call from Angel there. And I think that's been another theme, actually, of Na'Vi throughout this year, is overcooking situations like that, just a tad. You could see the idea. You can definitely see what he's going for there, and there's only Redguard holding him back. The issue is, when Safe has a fault line into spawn and you're all running single file into Redguard, that fault line connected on everybody, and it just stalled the entire pivot. Madness, though. Absolute madness that puts Team Liquid up 7-6.
Why? I guess बताओ उसने क्यों कॉल दी? Because पहला बंदा जो डिश पे मारा उसने देखा 3 बंदे डिश में पीक कर रहा है.
You're going to get disbelief at times when you
उसको
watch these two
लगा
teams.
कि 3 बंदे या तो डिश या फिर एमेन को कहीं से तो पुश कर रहे हैं.
Everybody on Navi flooding through arcade right now. Prioritizing orbs onto CNED. Makes sense, the lockdown. Massive tool. Although Xiao is technically closer to another big ultimate in the Nightfall.
Making sure they prioritize the ults on either areas. What's available to them on Fracture? Even getting a cheeky kill here, but
with how slowly, Brent, that Navi like to play on their attack side, I think Team Liquid is going to find it very difficult to get information. Yeah, they still have the Sova Dart and they have a drone to work with, but apart from that, they have no passive info coming from a Killjoy or a Cypher or anything like that. They're going to need to be pushing and info peeking a lot. And that offers opportunities for Navi to punish. Is he here again, Soulcast? Forced to give up a Halls control because he's worried about Dish.
Yeah,
they can't watch both areas at once.
When he's backed all the way just to the default spot, and yet he knows, and now he can hear it. The footsteps coming his way. Paranoia, that's a connection. Nade towards his feet, but that is a great dart. Sets it up and bogs them down with the aftershock. Laying all the util straight into the choke point. Fire in range for Soulcast. Get the confidence online, son.
Easy pickings on the anti-eco. That's what you need to see.
Turn.
And Redgar saving that recon dart to be able to support Soulcast in his job anchoring the site instead of using it for information. Something to keep an eye on as we head deeper into this. Team Liquid with a much better bonus round buy this time in the second half, and they were still able to convert in round 3.
Saf ne saaf kar diya baby.
They're going to fight into
Soulcast ne, sorry, Saf keh raha hu.
This looks all in.
Yeah, Sugetsu seems to be there to meet them, but no, just backing away from this one. A lot of util being used. Dumped into tree, taking control of it. That's an ult online, an important one. Rolling Thunder now, and well,
look how deep Angel already is.
An insane shot to hit, yet Angel vacuumed up the space that's offered to him. Aftershock is a little bit too delayed, and he's found a second.
The timings that Angel finds are so feast or famine. They're taking that 1v1, but finding the timing, finding the opportunity, and winning the duel against Yampi.
The question is, the Team Liquid still want to try and commit to using ultimates against this one. Plan. It's being stuck. Nothing used to dissuade it.
I don't think you do, Brandon.
Yeah, not in this instance.
I think the Rolling Thunder's just too much of an investment. This is a bonus round. You want to damage the economy of Navi, but their post-plant positioning is going to be fantastic here. They control
double control के लिए सही है ना?
A breach shell just can't hit everybody.
एक smoke जाए, दूसरा up हो जाता है.
They'll make a go of it. Fault line being held.
If you get a couple of picks, of course, that whole situation changes.
There it is. Attempt from Nats maybe to just swing off that stun, not really working out. Full control, and again, yeah, just trying to play the exits, take away the guns if you can. Evacuation once more from Navi. Bullets tagging, slowing them down, but it looks like everybody's going to be able to get away safely.
What?
And Safe and Soulcast throw themselves into the maw. An extremely gentle bonus round, especially compared to what we saw in round 3. Navi escaped completely unscathed. All rifles maintained.
Shot अच्छा था.
When Zipan gets going, and if Angel's hitting entries
Yampi को जीतना था बे वो.
this attack side could be very difficult for Liquid.
That's unlucky हुआ बे.
They have the lead for the moment. Redgar is picking up the Sova operator.
Okay.
You always know there's going to be something when Angel and Redgar are on the field, but I didn't think we were going to see this.
Not going to anticipate it, are you? Great tool to stop the contact plays, but what do you do when there's a smoke in your face? Not much. It's got to be to reposition.
Well, famously, Bren, the Sova has really good tools to be able to disengage if you get caught out of position. So, you know, he could take a more aggressive angle.
Uh-huh. Guy's just lying, spreading misinformation over the internet.
CNED's one away from his ultimate. That's a fact. You can take that to the bank. So he's going to pick up the orb at the moment. Probably head back into tunnel and go for this. Now Redgar's going to be forced to play retake with an operator.
Yeah, and there's no big odds to try and push this one back, is it?
Or is he?
No.
I mean, Redgar's going the opposite way.
Anchoring onto the side, you really just have to get out of here.
He's got the shock dart lineups and the aftershock as well.
Yep. Is the util goods?
No,
it misses, man. It misses. 2 players detained. Not a chance.
There it is. That's the gambit that Team Liquid went for.
Bro.
I didn't even spot exactly where those shock darts ended up landing. But there is a bit of variability in terms of where you can put the lockdown in tunnel and still get value.
Yeah,
shock darts और उसके साथ aftershock
it
के
might have
साथ
just been the smokes in the face. I think you,
fail हो
whatever
गया
he's lining that up off, he might just need some part of the wall to fire it off
Patch
of
दो
one. I'm
detail हो
not
गए
too
इस
sure,
वजह से
but
It's a great point.
क्या किया सोवा ने
over on fraction.
अबे नहीं
not
सोवा
many people do.
So I'm
के
I'm
दो
not sure
shock darts से
exactly
नहीं
what the lineup
टूटता
is there, but clearly Red Guard
लेकिन
going for it and
सोवा के
not
दो
quite
शॉक
landing.
डार्ट प्लस ब्रीच के आफ्टर शॉक से टूट जाएगा
So that's given
ब्रीच ने
Navi
आफ्टर शॉक भी
another
मारा सोवा के
incredibly
शॉक
clean
डार्ट
round.
से
This
नहीं
economy is
टूटा
going to be through the roof. All of these players
कुछ
getting
तो
an
एफ करा
extra
कुछ तो एफ करा
3K at
उन्होंने
the end of this for the 1 round.
Yeah.
And the suppression on the side of Team Liquid, exactly the opposite. Navi are now in the ascendancy.
They're hunting out this gun though. Take it out of safe hands. Paranoia does miss, but yeah.
पीछे देखो पीछे
Out to the open. Zipan plucking him. So 8 to 8
लाइट्स हो
it's
जाते
evened up,
तो गाइस
as we're expecting, and another
Navi
timeout
qualifying,
now
to be
going to be
honest.
called here by Team Liquid.
can't say anything bro
We've seen things from Shah's perspective here in the replay. Just easiest cleanup for Navi. So we're heading into a tactical timeout here by Team Liquid as well, as they try to reassess what the situation is. They're going into an eco for the next, so this one really about how they're going to adapt in round 18 once they have guns back available. One of the big things that Team Liquid was talking about coming into this tournament was focusing on their discipline and cohesion. Emil said in the past as a coach, he has allowed his team to have a lot of freedom. If they want to overpeak sometimes, if that's something that they're doing because they're confident, he'll let them. He doesn't want to keep them too closely leashed. But in the run-up here to Champions, he's tried to create
हो रहा है नावी के फुल चांसेस है
a more disciplined Liquid.
नावी ले जाएगी ये मैच मेरे को लग रहा है लग रहा है
An operator Liquid.
Yeah.
फेल नहीं केजे ने
around
एग्जैक्ट
my head,
सेंटर
and I
में
was
नहीं
like,
किया
oh,
टनल के
that's
साइड
much
में
evidence
डाला
of this, but listen.
I mean,
सीनेट
I
ने
do feel
इसलिए
like that's
लाइनअप
what
मिस
they're
करा
aiming for with this kind of composition.
नहीं
They're having
उसका भी लाइनअप बनाया होगा उन्होंने क्योंकि मैप में दिखता है उन्हें कि अल्ट कहाँ हुई है केजे की अल्ट दिखती है और सीनेट ने जहाँ पे उसने अल्ट मारी थी वो परफेक्ट पोजीशनिंग है अल्ट की क्योंकि वो पूरा ये बी का हॉल सी वाला बी का टॉवर सॉरी पूरा कवर करता है ये देखो
Where did the shocks?
Yeah, shocks were nowhere near, were they?
Oh, there they are. You just see them to the left of the screen.
Shock dart
Maybe being
आगा
placed for
उसने
a different position of the lock.
शॉक डार्ट आगा उसने मेरे
It's
को यही
actually
देखना था
just
शॉक डार्ट आगा
heavy. I mean, just a massive gamble, right? To just anchor onto the site.
Yeah, you have to be extremely confident those lineups are going to land, and it didn't.
Knock the money down. So, NAVI, lots of chances here. Risks need to be taken. That's why you're seeing that fault line push out, defensive aggression onto the north side of the map here by Team Liquid.
Nobody ready to punish, and I'm not sure that Angel even got the information that north side has been compromised. The Navi players left very early on.
Could end up with a round coming down
Wait,
to guesswork.
what?
But look at this, fully stacked up.
हमको समझ आ
Now
गया
actually running all the way to A. With Navi also grouped up, not willing to give away any advantages. They want to be playing together nice and tight so that they can trade.
55 seconds on the clock. Redguard got the recon dart back, so he's got that available to try
They
and
are
punish.
grouped up. Yeah, Team Liquid. They have presence. They have bodies here. It's about hitting the shots at this point. Lovely recon. There's the punish with a fault line. Yeah, the stun. Listen, it was good. Supportive utility there, but still Angel, man. He's ripping them apart, isn't he, with the rifles? Just can't quite get it done with the Sheriffs.
Nats has picked up a Vandal here. If there was going to be anybody to make this round winnable, it could be him.
He's out in the open. Door opening.
Caught on the rope.
Yeah, to get to. Taking him out here. Just min-maxing, making sure that they can prioritize. Still with 10 seconds left. Here's the plant. No chance for Solcast here. They know his positioning. I mean, he'd have to toggle, basically, the big stage to...
दो डीगल मार मैं नंगा हूँगा
Yeah, it's not a possible situation for him, but it's
दो वन डीग
more
मार
about, if you can, trying to put a bit of suppression on the Navi economy, because it's currently out of control.
अब भी नंगा हूँगा मैं
CNED, Zipan, these guys are going to have almost max money. Ooh. That's a good one. Make Zipan have to rebuy the rifle. These kind of things could end up being important. If both teams are able to put more rounds on the board.
नहीं सुगेस्टेड नहीं भाग Bad shot. Bad shot.
To see some more ideas though now from Team Liquid. That was their half buy round. They're going to have rifles on board for the next. But the lead has been taken by Navi. This is where they really do just have a chokehold on this map. Their map pick. It looked like early on Team Liquid had a very good read. I think that first half they had plenty of fantastic ideas. We saw the big
bounce,
babies, on that one round where they punished the A-holes. Navi like to play on the clear ideas and counter-stratting.
कोई है अभी? Any cutie in the chat? कोई भी नहीं है.
We've got Yampy with the
लौंडे
trying to peek into.
तुम लौंडे का बबले देखने में खुश हो गए? नंगा हो जाओ मेरा.
Yeah. Close to the corner here, stuns. But there, Angel's TP'd in front.
It's a great position to TP to
Angel
actually get such a wide swing.
Angel and you just don't expect it. It's so unorthodox, man. Any potential timing, he made no noise whatsoever. Look at it, slipped his way into the side dart. Just about getting that tag onto the one. Soulcast, that is just instinct on display. Shots rattled off through the choke point. Navi finding it difficult now to try and get a bit of a breather in the round.
Their players are very weak.
And still that breach shot, safe. He's holding on to it with these kills that he's landing. He's just through the smokes. With the spam, might even get another one. There it is.
भाई स्पोक से ही मार
छोड़ देते हैं
तो भाई.
Both of those players had a combined 51 health between them, taken down by spam through the smoke. It's just all the chip damage adding up over time.
Giving him the fights now to CNED.
CNED भाई दिखा दो अपना aim pad.
He's got sidestep, a strafe to avoid the stun, a wider face once more, but no, with 3 players against him. There's that discipline being showed. And again, even.
You take a look at the replay here, though. One of the big issues is that Navi are too predictable on their timings of when they get into the site. They go for it. A big round here. You know, utilizing Nightfall, getting into the site. But one of my major issues is, while they're up 5v4, and they've been very good at being able to get those attacking first kills all this year, they immediately pivot into a site hit every time.
भाई play अच्छा करा भाई कुछ भी बोलो.
We have an obvious battle happening here, although CNED is on the other side. Yampy doesn't like the look of it. He runs away instantly.
Yeah. Maybe a bit of conditioning, but they give it that space. Nice and early. Yampy sets himself up.
Team Liquid's composition.
Oh, Yampy?
Not Angel.
He sees the barrel. He sees the barrel. Misses the chance, though.
So close.
Cover going out.
That is dancing with death for Yampy. He's trying to work on that internal clock of when the team could have worked their way through tunnel without making a footstep. And to be fair to him, he was perfect.
Just
couldn't have spent another half second there.
Yeah. Peeking off the recon. Broken. Only the one shot, though, going wide. And a lot of noise being made. Navi trying to hide their presence, make it difficult to tell which site they're going to be landing on.
I love this smoke as well from Angel. It's obscured the sightline from Yampy. These players over by B are going to be looking for information, but they've made the right read. There's 3 on A, and that's where the spike is headed with 30 seconds.
Yeah, and with no time, safe in position with the Rolling Thunder. This just feels like a lost round almost instantly. The time scale that they've been trying to play this one, a haunt into the back of the side. The Rolling Thunder is being used preemptively to try and bog out these players. 17 seconds left. Everybody pushed and corralled to close quarters here. Cosmic Divide just... Again, there's no time. Pushed right in front of them. Angel is right behind enemy lines and he can't win these fights out. 6 seconds left. There has to be the spike being planted. Is there time? I believe so. And still, they're holding it down.
What?
All the sidelines there. The shots are landing. It's up to Soulcast and Yampy.
Yampy's going to be able to exchange the operator for a rifle, so he does still have a chance. Stun would be good.
He's trying to isolate one of the fights here, but it's so damn difficult. It's a high-low setup. Drop control still there. CNED watching it with the op. Here's the ult. Showstopper against the wall. Damage done, but no kill netted. Distraction play from Soulcast, but again, it's ticking. The spike down and down. Time available, not there. This just felt like an impossible round to win for Navi, yet somehow,
I don't know, कैसे जीती है Navi?
somewhere, they pulled it out.
Perfect.
And I don't know.
I guess वो अकेला पड़ गया था
They
side
had
में.
10 seconds on the clock. Angel was the only player that Ullman ulted into sight. They still had Nats on the high ground of A to deal with, and they bullied their way through all of that defensive utility and managed to get a plant down. That's a ridiculous round.
Yeah, look at this.
10 seconds left.
Right down to the wire.
Just trading people out excellently on this slow siege.
A second to spare when the plant's going down there.
I can't believe it. There's so many things that could have gone wrong in that situation.
Yep.
One player in a spot to be able to drop the player with the spike, and it could have all been over.
Yeah, pain.
Yeah, and that's what it means.
Everything
These are the small
perfect
moments,
करा उन्होंने.
the delicate things that can mean the difference between a win and a loss.
Recon कहाँ गया?
Players are meeting them pound for pound. Zipan! Oh, the man with the plan.
Wait.
What is that? Maybe not so. Still, I mean, that is just...
He's just jiggling left and right. AD, tapping people while he's in the dead zone. What is that?
Fantastic movement.
When Zipan's on raise, anything is winnable. That's another thing that Navi have shifted heading into Champions. CNED occasionally taking a bit more of a back seat for Zipan to play the solo duelist, rather than experimenting with those Yoru Fade compositions that everyone loved from Navi.
So lock that away. Do not bring that out.
But Zipan's been absolutely magical on race.
Nice trades by Navi, to be honest.
Putting up huge performances.
Yes, last round, na? हाँ.
Definitely that
भाई Recon हगा क्या?
Put Liquid in a really horrible spot.
Redgar ने.
They forced into
Recon हगा बे Redgar ने. Full feeling आ रही मुझे.
Some scraps, odds and ends.
There's no chance of reclaiming a rifle as well. They are grouped
TL
up.
gone.
Saving his Guardian doesn't feel nice.
I mean, these players could easily get pinched and lose what little they already have.
They already are being pinched.
भाई उसको chase करने के लिए वो use कर रहा है.
Just gotta find the angles in time. It's all up to Nats, and he won't survive. Navi. It's 11 to 9. The bank is booming. Plenty of money still. Team Liquid once more knocked down. Almost
No money,
absolutely
buddy.
nothing.
Here comes the timeout from Team Liquid. Look at this from Zipan. Oh, it's the lineup towards the end as Yampi and Soulcast just stack on top of each other. Neither quick enough to be able to trade the first as well. I believe that was safe. There's coordination a little off there, but, you know, that's what's going to happen in some of these spots when the pressure gets to you. I don't really like the way that Team Liquid have been playing their defensive round, Brent, and I'll tell you why. Their composition doesn't have any of that passive information gathering, and so your two options are to try to fight for areas of the map on defense, to play aggressively over towards, you know, let's say tree, and then you back off and you try and re-push another area, and so you're constantly finding new information around the map and creating presence. Or the other option is to try and get, you know, some passive information from an op. And when you look at the comp that they're running, I don't think there is a natural operator. We've seen Redgar pull it out on Sova. We've seen
To be honest, Angel जो है Navi का IGL जो है बहुत ही अच्छी read और calling कर रहा है.
Comp with a breach and a Sova, you've got to be aggressive.
बहुत अच्छी calling कर रहा है. और जो खुद plays बना रहा है वो
behind an operator.
Next level है.
I think that's been the wrong call for them, and I think it's put them in a really bad hole that even with the right strategy now, it would be almost impossible to dig their way out of. Navi look like they should be able to wrap this one up very quickly.
Only need 2 more rounds.
Champions भी हकते हैं.
This one should be handed to them unless something goes awry. Lots of ults still left to be used.
पे Sentinel लेना चाहिए था.
Redgar maybe could cook some
नहीं,
up.
उन्होंने practice करी है इस
Hunter's
lineup.
Fury, but for now, fully grouped up. Navi all on the south side of the map. Here it is, yeah.
What?
It's proactive, it's aggressive, but it's paranoia. Fantastic time with that one. Angel TPing all the way out of there. I thought he was TPing even deeper. Damage being done behind the box. Dodging Juki Michelle. Finally lands the shots there. Bullets raining down onto them. And there was that push out through onto the tree side.
Bro.
Nats being able to pick one up with his favorite gun, the Ghost. It's what made Team Liquid's ecos so phenomenal when they were playing in the regular season. But here, still in a 3v4. And those weapons, you know, lost in places where there's no way to pick them up. Shao's weaponry is not going to be retrievable by Team Liquid. So this has got to get done with Sheriffs and Ghosts.
Saved, tucked.
Nats is going for it. What
Across
is
the
this?
rope, he spotted it.
There's
You
no
have to
way.
hold your ground, though. You have to hold.
No one's looking.
No one's looking towards it.
There's no way.
No question marks on the mini-map, and he sped it all the
Nats,
way up.
you...
There's a gun for you. What a play! Got to do it. Backs against the wall. Safe. Gets his way out of there. No longer anchoring towards the back, just rattling off the shots, and there's definitely damage done. Players are weak, but a spike will get planted still. It's a 3 versus 3. Hit in place. Agetsu trying to close this one out cleanly. Bit of anti-synergy though, and
you
the
rat.
operator. Can't exactly follow up inside the pit.
No, he doesn't have any kind of angle, I don't think.
Does Nats choose to invest his own? Holding it in his hands as the counter pit. Layered on top, it's almost perfect.
This round is for the game.
Completely overlapped. Where will the dice fall here? Comes down to it, a bit of RNG, lighting up the bodies. It's even, so far safe. He's ran them down and CNED with the operator. Sticking onto it, rifle gained, damage set still. Everyone's weak and they all fall down.
Bro.
Team Liquid took their risks, they took the gambles, and in the end it did not pay off. Nats tried his very best. But the investment in that Viper spin, it was a good idea. I mean, you saw what Safe was able to accomplish. Everybody on NAVI dropped down to fractional health, apart from CNED, who was outside with the operator. No real way of accounting for that. Team Liquid are going to have one last chance here. NAVI only need one more.
The round's already begun. Straight back to it. CNED. No time to set up his turret, actually, to watch that angle. He's late towards the north side.
Must try.
Walking up, Solcast just spots it. Damage being done, attack with the bullet, but not enough to really bring down his opposition. And now there's a pace increase. All the way onto the side, but Yambi's still watching it with the op. Disengaging, dodging away from all this utility with the Nightfall scattering across. We're definitely finding it difficult now to get a bit of a foothold here. The one player onto the side, they have to make a call to try and fight it. It's over towards Sam, still the spike is in halls. And Angel, he is in no man's land. He used 2 TPs to get into this spot.
He's got to be able to get them out of it. I mean, he's the playmaker now, but he's so far away from being able to make a play happen.
Behind the box.
Another smoke up in 5 seconds. He could use that to try and isolate a duel or get himself out.
Trying to force a fight. Stun. Dart. Everything being used. Attention dragged towards him. Safe. Marching towards the objective, but no. Backing away, playing it because they realize they have time and well. Spamming the common angles once more. Shao's going to be falling.
They shouldn't be allowed to plant here. Safe and Redguard both have ultimates that can stop it.
Tap once more, looking for the fights here. Completely grouped up, but yeah, Team Liquid. They had the advantages there in that round. It was handed them. We'll see it 12-10. The amount of chances now that NAVI has to close out this map.
And things get easier for Liquid the more that they can win. Yampi's picked up the operator again. You don't anticipate them really going for too much defensive aggression when he's got that.
P91 Champions 2021
are going to be constant threats. Whenever Safe and Redguard have these ultimates up, it makes it very difficult for NAVI to be able to get a plant down. And it also counters CNED trying to go for any kind of space acquisition, taking control of the B site with his lockdown.
Again, lacking that information, aren't they? You can see it. Guy having to jiggle with the knife out.
Yampi's actually taken a lot of space in A holes, and that's going to be beneficial for them. I mean, 2 players right now are getting early information towards A, so they can stack 3B, and they don't have a bad defensive setup.
You should run.
Nade over the top. There's a lockdown. There's a Hunter's Fury to try and push this back and actually deal with it. And this time, Nats, yeah, definitely aware of it for the towers push. Rolling Thunder.
But that's every ultimate. The 2 big ultimates have been used, and NAVI still have a minute to work with. Sure, they're in a 4v5. But I think you've got to consider that a bit of a win.
The entire time, though, Yampi has held on to that A-Hole control. It's important because it gives Team Liquid peace of mind knowing that they can stack players onto the B site.
I think Nats and CNED both just caught glimpses of each other there.
Here it is, crossing, using the smoke timers. Again, it's just random bullets. It could come down to sheer chance. Whether or not they can get into the site itself. There it is, follow the traces, and Nats will just pounce. 3 in a round in total. Shao left to do so much more, and he just cannot get it done. 12-11, Team Liquid. Steadily getting there. One more. Bring it to OT.
Nats has just been the hero for Team Liquid today. He was at the beginning of the first quarter here on Fracture. He was electric. And now here finding all the important kills. He caught a spot of CNED early on while he was positioned at Dice, repositions into tower, deals with CNED by counter-spamming through the smoke, and then also catches the player tower who's trying to push him and squeeze him.
Well played, buddy.
Amazing play from Nats. He's up 20-14. That's what Emil needs. He's able to find those crucial rounds that end up making the difference.
पर मुझे समझ नहीं आया ब्रीच ने अल्ट क्यों करी वहाँ पे.
Now Zipan is going to be one away from his showstopper. There's definitely a plan that Navi can construct around that ultimate. And like I said in the prior,
Zipan की अल्ट आ रही है.
Hunter's Fury and the Rolling Thunder being removed from the game.
की अल्ट
Team Liquid don't have the same level of tools. They're going for a double op setup.
Oh.
You've got to be kidding.
Yes, they are. Why
not?
not?
Do they have spare rifles on the floor? I don't think.
I believe so. I mean, Redguard was
they must
chopping and changing it around.
If they don't, they should, because Soulcast has the money for it.
Yeah, and it's the last round for it, so they must do, surely. Well, I mean, this is one way. Try and hold some of that passive map control.
Bring them down.
Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Angel only with a Sheriff in hand.
Slowed down entirely. Yampi.
He's got to be worried about tunnel.
There's danger. Oh, there's more than danger. There's players right in his face. Prowler shot landing through. Damaged under Zipan.
Huh?
That could be crucial. I mean, Zipan will now die to 2 Vandal shots to the body as he pops his showstopper. The damage that was just done through that Prowler may end up making a massive difference.
Prowler के through उसको shot पड़ा.
The orb has dragged 4 players from the defense over towards B. Recon dart being used, that needs to be broken. If it isn't...
Doesn't get broken.
Okay, down Team Liquid know that this hit's coming through on A.
They can stack it through. It's Nats who's holding it again. Anchoring stall. Defender close to the corner. Doesn't stand a chance. No one is up against the rocket. Here with the door open wide. That is a beautiful face. The fundamentals on display from Navi. They found that advantage. Get into the site though. Plant needs to get online here. Op revealed. Yampi holding it from drop here.
It didn't
clear,
so
it's not cleared yet. Still from Sand. This is Dire Straits. This is the map. Navi standing their ground. And heroics from Redguard, not enough in the end. 13-11. That's map number 1 wrapped up.
Navi performing on their map pick.
Have been out of gaming for 1 year. Shubham.
All of these maps, I think we can anticipate being just as close as what you just witnessed. These 2 teams separated by a hair.
Yeah. And this has been par for the course, honestly. This entire year, if you look at these 2 teams and they're playing, I think at most it's been a round differential of 3 rounds on every map that they played against each other.
What a time for Navi to get back into a form where they look like they've actually got a chance to compete against squads of this caliber, against the EMEA winners. You know, they've recovered from the worst streak of Angel's Valorant career recently too, with 4 losses over the course of recent tournaments.
Trust me, as an IGL, उसने बहुत अच्छा खिलवाया.
And now looking
Zipan
on the right foot here at group stage as well.
Navi के team को.
You know, Angel said actually in the press conference that we don't have the consistency yet. That's just true. But winning champions is not about consistency. It's about being good here, right now, at this day, at this week. If you peak, if Angel plays well, if Zipan's getting the entries, if they have good strategies and are able to get onto maps that favor them like Pearl and Fracture, they've absolutely got a chance of taking down the big dogs like Liquid.
Oh yeah. It's what makes tournaments like this so special.
Seen
it. You know, we know the caliber of player on either side. And this Group D games that we're watching
2021 champions किसने जीता था guys?
Disappointment, whatever you want to call it.
It'll be disappointing for whoever loses.
Exactly. But it has been electric so far for our beginning here at Champs 2023. Plenty more action left to come in the series, of course. Do not go anywhere.
क्या scene है कनव? Good night Nayan. सबने अलग-अलग आंसर लिखे हैं. Ascent, FPX, Fnatic, Optic. हाँ? सारे ही वेंचर.
When you play an actual ranked
Immortal
game,
Radiant
how much are you actually shooting?
सबने अलग आंसर लिखे भाई.
You can compete in over 1,000 tasks that will prepare you for any scenario in any game. For the new ranked season, you play, you get points, you can compare yourself to your friends. With AimLab's new 1-to-1 Valorant maps, you get instant feedback on how to get better monster placement, better peak efficiency. You can also instantly modify existing tasks with Discovery. Get started today by downloading the AimLabs for free and join millions of other satisfied players.
VLT जीती थी. ये fuck yeah. बैच एक बार भी लैंड पे जीते कभी लाइफ में VLT जीती थी. ड्रॉप्स एनेबल कहाँ से करते हैं? क्लेम बोनस ये है क्या? एनेबल प्रेडिक्ट विद चैनल पॉइंट. Who will win the second match? Team Liquid I'll go with Team Liquid. Fuck this. $3,000, buddy. 3,000. Fuck this.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Let's fucking go. Hey. मेरे नाम के आगे आया? Red Reed. नहीं आया बे. क्या? Why is there only 800 watching Shroud को? Is he AFK or what? ये क्या है भाई? Tactician has been busy. I'm back baby बोल के गायब है खुद. What is this? Stream starting? नहीं. हे तारीख नहीं कर रहा क्या? कर तो रहा बेबी. अबे कहाँ देख रहा है ये?
According to leaks, we're getting a new map this end of the act. This map is based on Los Angeles. Okay, okay. What else are we looking for? I think Liquid also had a... Hold on, I think Liquid... Oh, on screen. I think Liquid also had a...
मेरा घर जाएगा ये गाने में.
Right, so we're kind of used to it. I was a bit closer than I expected.
Guys, वो कौन सी स्क्रीन में देख रहा था? किसी को पता है? वो लाइक उसने जो वीडियो प्ले करी वो कौन सी स्क्रीन की थी? किसी को पता है वो क्या है वो? YouTube नहीं था, Reddit भी नहीं था वो. That was on Reddit.
Yeah, I think in a game like this, this, it really is defined by which team makes less mistakes. And Navi, I think in particular in that second half, did a
ना Reddit नहीं था वो.
got Zipan back on this comfortable agent. They had these really slow attack side mid rounds, which made Team Liquid feel uncomfortable in ever taking aggressive space, which is normally what this comp is so good for. And well, it was a lot of risks being taken with these late round site executes. Navi, if there's one thing they're strong at, it's closing out those late rounds.
I think they're also strong at having their IGL Omen just feast or famine. He was feasting. He was feasting on the first place. He was 5-2 in first bloods on Omen. On a double controller cup on Fracture. Like,
मुझे लगा कुछ
outrageous. And truthfully,
ये असली है.
kind of throw a little shade Liquid
Nice.
for winning both pistols, winning a bonus, and throwing their economy.
UEFA payment 2069 and Elvish Yadav is Prime Minister of India. What is the first thing you will do? Genuine question, discussion.
That's when Zipan just came into the game.
Yeah, it's those little mistakes like that.
Chalo guys.
Snowball things out of control, and Navi was absolutely.
Tang debate time. Chalo chat, tell me. You wake up in 2069 and Elvish is your Prime Minister. What is the first thing you will do, guys? Old Reddit extension है वो. हाँ, oh, ऐसा ही था, Reddit ही था वो. Fuck, I didn't know, bro. बताओ. Sleep again. System हिला देंगे. Open my eyes. Leave India. बड़े हुए सिस्टम में नहीं रहना. Thank you. Leave the country. यार तब guys. Change the national anthem to system पे system. Hello की जगह लोग system बोलेंगे. System. भाई एक टाइम के लिए मुझे मिली लगी गाइस. यहां से थोड़ा नीचे था ना, एकदम से स्क्रीन में ऐसे देखा, मुझे लगा ये मिली है. Nikki's Insta story after a fan had messaged her about Basir dating Noori. ऐ कौन है भाई?
Sorry. Oh.
Yeah.
Father. Are not his father.
Oh. Husband flirting with women online. Is it mentally cruelty on wife? What? The fuck? ये कौन सी बाइक है? रॉयल एनफील्ड. गाइस रेडिट में तो
अरे सच्ची. अरे नहीं, पंकज भैया ने रफू किया है. नो नो सच कह रहा हूँ. अरे सच्ची. अरे नहीं, पंकज भैया ने रफू किया है. नो नो सच कह रहा हूँ. हैं?
भाई थोड़ा और देखने का मन कर रहा है, पर घर जाएगा मेरा. रेडिट का सब रेडिट देख. अब ये क्या होता है यार?
Just a second. Love you. Bye.
Wow, you guys are acting like you've never been apart or something.
It's terrible. It's terrible. You're too cute.
कॉपीराइट? इसमें क्या कॉपीराइट आएगा? What is this? गाइस कोई समझाओ ना यार प्लीज यार। मेसी आइकन्स थॉट्स पीएससी एसएचओ पास इनका क्या मतलब हुआ? डीआरआई डिफेंस फिजिक, अच्छा ये वो है क्या? ओ रेटिंग्स है ना ये तो। फिजिकल पैक मींस स्पेशो मींस ट्रिपल, ठीक है ठीक है, ट्रिपल शॉट। आ वो देखो हेडर, हेडर नहीं रहता उसमें। कहाँ कम करी है, सही तो है। ये क्या है? What? ठीक है ब्रो, लूट अक्षय कुमार को देखो और उसका, अक्षय कुमार की एज कितनी होगी? अक्षय 55, ठीक है। सलमान खान एज 58, तो तुम्हें लगता है क्या 58 इयर्स में अक्षय कुमार की फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी सलमान जैसी हो जाएगी? यू विल बी 78 इन 2000। वाह भाई, अभी तक तुम ये सोच रहे थे यार। अक्षय की फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी देखो भाई इस एज में भी, फैन शो। हाँ ओ भाई, रिचेस्ट बिलियनर इन ईच स्टेट, ठीक है। जेफ बेसोस, कहाँ से है भैया जी आप? है कौन सा स्टेट है? इधर देखो एलोन मस्क को, अलग ही चमक रहा है। 270 बिलियन भाई, $270 बिलियन। व्हाट? भाई जेफ, इसके अलावा नो वन इज इवन क्लोज टू दिस गाय यार। है ना? अच्छा, 270 बिलियन, हाँ। 270, सॉरी, $270 बिलियन इन रुपीज, ठीक है। वन स्टैंड्स 100,000, 10,000 लाख, 10 लाख, 1 करोड़, 10 करोड़, 100 करोड़, 1000 करोड़, 10,000 करोड़, 1 लाख करोड़, 10 लाख करोड़, 22 लाख करोड़। एक एक 1 करोड़ दे दे बस। मैच स्टार्ट हो गया क्या? लेट्स गो बड़ी। ओ भाई 1-0 हो गया भाई, टट्टी हो गया, बता भी नहीं रहे।
Firepower on either side though. Flash actually landed top into the corner, and as the recall star was dropped down, it opened up the sideline.
Just as the pistol round opened, this round the other way. Both ways, taking those duels. Sheriff in hand, Zipan wins this time. Navi have 4 players over towards B. They're going to try and re-explore B long and make sure that Team Liquid are not grouped up.
वो inflated worth है. Inflated worth माने?
Liquid would love to try and respond reactively into A off the back of that, but they can't. Not grouped up, no spike in hand. Yampi just continues to take Shower's control slowly as Angel hoovers up the ultimate orbs round.
Oh, by Team Liquid जीत जाएगी match.
Seen it though, look at him. Left to right, doesn't know which way to look, and Yampi.
This is like a Sheriff-only game.
I know, it certainly feels like it.
There it is again.
Towards the back of the site, and yet back up from the rest of his team. Shots sailing through into the back of the A site. That'll be open area for them to be able to plant, so only up to Sugetsu. At this point, it's wrapped up. Should be a very flourishing bonus round in the next for Team Liquid.
Yeah, one well, they'll have tons of things online. I mean, especially if Yampi goes in hunt right now, there's a possibility that he might even be able to get a tour de force active.
Yeah, he should be the one hunting.
इतने numbers तो commerce में भी नहीं देखे.
Navi, with Sugetsu alive.
उसकी नेटवर्क कितनी है हमारे अंबानी जी की? अनिल अंबानी? अनिल अंबानी? नहीं, मुकेश अंबानी, sorry. 8,910 crores US dollars.
It might not be at the very start of the round, but that's certainly the area of the map that he's going to be contesting. I think he should anticipate
8,910 crores USD in rupees. कितना हुआ?
Angel, you couldn't keep him out of a first duel.
He throws himself in willingly.
Yeah. Excellent. Which is really bizarre.
अबे बिलियन में कितना हुआ guys? 89 billion.
Yeah,
बहुत दूर हो भाई आप.
That's so much money in the bank. I'm not too sure what the game plan is. Maybe attack side operator.
I think Sugetsu just headbutted that Viper orb to try and deny Nats' setup.
Counterplays on counterplays here, and yeah, it looks like it. It's a bit.
Adani network देख.
Down into the choke.
Adani की network तो अब गिर गई.
Smoke. Instantly placed down. That orb does allow Sugetsu to just hold this position.
ज़रूरत नहीं refresh की.
And yeah, towards the back there. Rattling off the share of shots, not favored for it.
Zipan so far looking like he's crispy, apart from the first death that he got in round 1. Otherwise, he's been good for it. Aim's on point. Form not an issue.
Team Liquid feeling a tad lost in this one. I mean, 40 seconds remaining. They don't really have any semblance of map control. Only now starting to clear towards it. And guess what? Angel's here. Slide off angle. Lovely movement from Soulcast, though. He responds. That is the trade.
Shah needs help. Zipan's going to be booking his way over as quickly as he can.
He does towards the back, but he's given plenty of timing. There was a large window there. Only the Trailblazer. No one pushing up off of this. It's only the players, and he's timing it. Booked his way around into the center of the tube, and that's running forwards there. Up and over. Zipan, not aware of it. Dropping down now. That's the plan. It wasn't covered. And well, I'll put a stop to it, won't it?
Great play by Navi. Excellent work there by Xiao. Just moving his way around the box. Dodging the Trailblazer from the other side.
पीछे है तो बहुत हाँ क्या?
And take a look at this opener from Zipan too. Short. The real battle for map control, though, we're watching here at Showers.
Scurrying all the way forwards, using the util to make sure they can set themselves up onto that line.
It looks a
Navi
little
having to give it up.
From Navi here, actually.
Yeah, they are really grouped and now just, again, guessing.
Yeah, 3 players just on top of each other in backside A. No map control at all, and they're just trying to play full A retake.
What sound cues are they going off? I mean, there was a couple of recalled stars over towards B, and they're leaving it.
They know there's nobody down B long. I mean, this is a gamble and a half to think that it would be a full 5-person B hit through hookah.
Another flash committed as well on the other side of the map. That should give them, again, no indicator, no sound cues. So they choose to commit elsewhere. So Sugetsu finally catching the shoulder of Safe.
This is so much responsibility and pressure to put on Sugetsu's shoulders.
but he's out of there. Gives it up, doesn't play towards the back of the site.
It's a bizarre round, but they have both duelists flanking through market. It's a weird way of playing the defensive side of Bind, because you're going to be running into these trademarks more often than not.
30 seconds left.
Yampi's got one positioned at market.
There it is.
How do you get past that?
No chance. Have to break a bit of waiting to see if somebody will just walk into that sight line. It gets triggered. Nats now aware. Repositions all towards the back here. Orbital strike clearing out Lamp. Stun is clean, but here it is. Util flying backwards and forwards. Yampi got close to the corner here, and it's all up to Nats. He's playing his lineups. His whole team has just fell down. Not a chance of holding it. Pushed off the defuse though, but half gained onto it. Maybe a chance, a possibility. 56 health left. No, the faces there with confidence. And the rifles, it's all done. Evened up now to 2-2.
I certainly had doubts about the way that Navi was playing the defensive side there, but the retake was sublime. Angel found a spot to be able to use his Brim ult, and they supported the double duelist coming through short, exactly as the rest of the team were retaking back through, Spawn and Heaven. The coordination on this was exemplary. Redguard taken down in a spot where nobody was able to really support him. And Yampi's operator is just way out of position, stuck in on site there. Doesn't have the maneuverability that he would if he had a rifle in hand. Yampi's going to have a tour de force online this time.
Hunt up from the previous rounds.
It feels like a premium is being put on the attacking side for Team Liquid of Showers Control. They want this area of the map. Now CNED, with the opping Neon on Bind, I think is just going to be running between his current position and Heaven, depending on what he hears around the map.
So strange, isn't it? Trailblazer, that was used towards B long as well, cleared it out and did spot safe. He's holding there, earned his showstopper up. It feels like Team Liquid are setting up for potentially a bursty play.
With Redguard being an extremely late lurk kind of option. Redguard, though,
open angles.
He still doesn't have any stars available for this.
Sugetsu is close to the corner, damage done through the box, and this is it, the off angle. Sugetsu! Of course he doesn't. No shying away from that fight. Spots the legs, damage done even more so. Backing away, almost the kill. Zipan all the way through the back as well. Reinforcements have arrived. And 3 players left standing here for Team Liquid. It's a bizarre approach to the attack side.
It's a mess of a round, really is. But they're going to try and end towards B. Angel's got this.
Yeah, I mean
Yampi with the tour de force is waiting for somebody to come back through the teleporter towards him and falls straight into Angel's hands.
It's the backstab. Spike is nowhere. Redguard is in elbow.
What am I watching?
It's just all over the place. And it feels a little... I mean,
EMEA Bind at its finest.
It's not defined, is it? It's not focused on the attack side.
It certainly isn't. I mean, Yampi's looking for an opening pick. And when he's not rewarded with one of those, Team Liquid didn't have a plan B to fall back towards. Tried to go into an exec, but were waiting for so long for Redguard to get his stars back online. He recalled them, and they were waiting. There was only 30 seconds left. And by that point, they'd already lost Nats, who was going for a lurk play. They're confused as to what the plan B is if the plan A of Yampi go kill doesn't work. And making things a bit too easy here for Na'Vi. Liquid are going to take a timeout. Presumably, this is for Emil to address the philosophy issues with how they're approaching the attack.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even when committing there, surely,
Stranger Things देखी है नहीं?
Grouping up, not having Redguard over towards B and sending the showstopper in.
हनुमान का trailer
looks messy.
I'm just working
the
out as
return
well.
of Hanuman.
Should have money to buy Team Liquid, that is. Taking his time out. They have a big ult.
कौन सा trailer आया अभी?
Pocket, which is safe.
Animated trailer.
एकदम realistic लग रहा था. Big tools to use. You could cook something up. Maybe a bit of a pace increase, but it really does feel like the composition as well that they are playing. It doesn't really suit, big bursty plays. It's not like they're running perhaps like a Brimstone or something where you can just immediately prop down the smokes. And you're running a chamber as well. I mean, they're quite
to go for burst plays. Sure, it's not a double duelist composition, but if you're able to combo your utility with like a snakebite over towards B long, a dog to be able to get up there, take some hookah control with the boombot, and then you get into a B exec within the first 30 seconds, that's going to put a lot of pressure on CNED, who is opping on Neon. Fast hits here and forcing CNED to
I don't know, Navi last
have to retake with that tool.
VCT बहुत
I think it's a potential win condition for Liquid. But they are all grouped up on A right now.
Yeah, it could be part of the plan. Trailblazer now makes his way forwards. So what are setups, and here's the showstopper. Yeah, they want to burst forwards all the way into the site. Not really catching anyone. What? How do you take that fight? Still, it's traded and brought down. No value from the showstopper. 4 versus 4 with the pit in play. Trailblazer, it's fast from NAVI. They want to try and flood into this one and prevent from even going down in the first place, but they fail at that. Still cleaning up. Angel, where does he pull it from, man? I do not know, but Yampi's dealt with, and now they've cleared out showers.
All of these 3 players really grouped up. Any kind of spray that's aimed at one of them could easily catch 2 or 3.
It comes down to it, doesn't it? Will the rifles connect? Retaking into it with the operator, never ideal as well. Sined's using himself as bait, running forwards. Angel is already cleaned it up. 3 in a round for it. Make it 4. You cannot make this up, man. You just cannot make it up.
Angel is feasting out here on Liquid.
But, I mean, the absolute chokehold that Angel has on his team to say, Sined, I know you're our star player, lad, but listen, get in there. Get in there. Start making some distractions. Start hopping around for me.
It's the perfect play to make. It really is. I mean, the wide swing on Yampi, who's opping as well. You know, Yampi's not in the best position to deal with a player that swings that close, but Angel's just on fire currently.
And it was briefly discussed, you know, you just never know what kind of form players like Angel, like Redgar on the opposing side are going to come into these events.
No, you simply don't. They are such high-risk, high-reward players that when they're hitting, when they're having a game, they just can be the X factor that wins their team a series. I mean, again, think back to what Angel was saying about winning champions. He said, it's just about being good here right now at this day, at this week. It's all about form, baby.
That's it. What matters? An attempt there to punish the jump spot. Good flash. Angel blinded though. I believe that was a team flash. Still just peppering them from a side. The shot misses. Sined ducking away.
Good movement though.
Yeah.
To be able to get away from that, that was dangerous for a moment there. Yampi's only got 3 more bullets.
Can't give him many more chances though.
Well, he's got 1 left.
Yeah. Angel's taking up the space once more. He's cleared out Hookah. Going to be giving a call to his team, and to get to now where this push could be coming through. That's why the snakebite was layered down. Cosmic Divide at his back. Trailblazer onto the one side. Satchel through and across into the orb, but you have to give up that space. Now there's a nade. An attempted to deny this plan here. Time is running so I'm sure they're just running right into them. Zipan, showstoppers there. 20 seconds left. Cosmic Divide obfuscating, hiding. All cues. That's a 2-piece. Natsto from behind. An instant response with the overdrive. He can't quite hit it. It's all CNET. The 1-2 punch from those star players. They absolutely collapse on him.
In the meantime, Angel's firing a molly onto the default plant spot, trying to make sure that the time works against them with 10 seconds left. Oh, it's scrappy. Team Liquid had a chance there, though. They set Nats up in a position to make magic happen. Again, with Ghost in hand, picking it up, upgrading to a Vandal. I think this is one of their best options to win here on Bind, is to try and put Nats in a position to win. And whether that's creating distractions for him to lurk down short, or using a lot of utility to push him into lamps. In the meantime, though, CNET taking his op for a walk.
Round's already Yampi. He's ran straight into him. But the offside line brought him down into a 4v5. Proactive is the call here. Flash play out the smoke. Shao's holding it. Angel close.
Angel, Redgar, staring at each other.
Sees it. Oh, Redgar doesn't win it!
I mean, again, Angel is just on fire today.
You can't stop him.
And things quiet back down. A pit used as things get to the minute mark here. Sugetsu making sure showers is not an option. Angel, you can't be swinging that one, man.
Almost repeaking it. They could have just been contacted up onto it. In fact, they are, man. Of course he's going to be falling there.
Jekyll and Hyde.
It's so silly.
3v4, the defensive side now going to be scrambling. Sugetsu forced to abandon the pit.
And Shao to try and push them back here from the back of the side. Seekers not actually broken. Trailblazer on top of it as well. Flash round to the side. He's going to get stunned up here. No chance in hell. Ton of util coming his way. His team helping him out, though. There was a nade in response. That's from Zipan off to the side, but they have gained that ground all the way. And Xiao, he is on an island, essentially. Plant, it's tapped. Looks out the response once more. Safe over the top here with a boom bot. He wins out the fight still. There's no time on the clock. Sugetsu dodging the flash. Round to the side. It's onto Yampi. He's got a hold and he misses it. The spike. It does go down. Extension into it, but it's a 1v1. Sugetsu versus Yampi. With the up. Held down. How does he win it? Jiggling it. Finds the shot anyway. It's Yampi who finally lands the important one.
These rounds are absolutely bonkers. Oh, I mean, we've lost all semblance of sanity here on Bind. All semblance of it. Just enormous hero plays coming out to be able to put teams in position to win. I love the idea from Xiao there, tucking towards the back of the site. But this is what gave Yampi the advantage early on. CNED went for a play like that. And Sugetsu did what he could. Sometimes this guy's aim is just ridiculous, but he couldn't land the final kill. Yampi there to open and to close for Team Liquid to get their first rifle round on Bind.
So far this series haven't been favored with the gun rounds.
Not at all.
Where they've been failing. Maybe this is the turning point, though. Anything to clear this? Sugetsu playing it relatively safe. Jiggle with the knife. As soon as he hears a Trailblazer, yeah, instantly there. Doesn't opt to use a snake bite. There's a pull, there's a nade. He can't get out of there, just about.
Oh, the nade just had too slow from Safe. A very nice idea otherwise from Team Liquid. These are the kind of little combo plays that they've been missing throughout the rest of the map that can really set them up for advantages and give them other options and ideas.
Just getting used now in the mid-round portion here. Just going to give Navi lots of information. Points him in the right direction. Where are these players sitting still with 45 seconds left? They're broken.
Stacking 3 players on B.
I mean, it's slow to a crawl.
It again seems a little uncoordinated from Team Liquid. I don't know what the end goal is here. Do they have to go through the teleporter?
I don't know, man.
They must.
Yeah, they do. They don't actually have Showers control when this is happening as well. They're going to have to clear that one themselves. Now they're starting to move forwards onto the site, but there's only, again, 17 seconds left. Plenty of opportunities to try and deny. Still, it's safe. Showstopper there. Ducking and juking away from it here, giving all that space up. 4v5 with the pit layer down. This one should be a slam dunk for Team Liquid, but should be, doesn't really play a part in this series so far.
Sugetsu's still looking for a lurk play all the way through B. He's very far away from being able to help in this retake. So I don't think Navi are going to be contesting this one too heavily, just spamming into the pit and seeing if they can get rewarded with a freebie.
Praying, and well rewarded. There's the first one. The time is still ticking. They're going to need a bit more than that, and Shower's still not there. Solkas off to the corner here, not favored. What is that? Adjustment. Flick to the side, and at this point, not enough time to make the play for this one. This is Team Liquid wrapping up the round. Evacuation through the TP. In a match here. Body's falling all over the bloody place.
That's a really nice idea for Sugetsu. I thought he was looking to try and collect a potential lurk play through B, but he's just attempting to play exits. They know that Team Liquid's economy is not in a particularly strong spot. You see there that Yampi's got a lot of money, but the rest of the team are feeling the pinch a little. What was this? That's a nasty flick. Solkas will just occasionally, every now and then, pull out a shot that makes you realize he's got some talent there.
Yeah.
Team Liquid are going to be able to scrape together a buy, though, despite the fact that Navi got a few exits. And a tactical timeout being called by Team Bros. They used a lot of their Sky utility very early on in that round. Trailblazer was used at the 120 mark. They about 50 seconds used Seekers, and I believe their final flash to get information. And they knew that the hit was coming towards A. Angel was in a position to potentially drop a planter that was scurrying into the site with only about 20 seconds left. Just couldn't land the shot and didn't have enough people there. But Angel's been calling really reactive, heavy stacks towards one site or another. They're trying to be extremely mobile with their defensive rotations.
Yeah.
But it lends a scattered feel to the map, where both teams are always in transit.
Yeah, it doesn't really feel purposeful on either side with the setups. I mean, understandable, I guess, you know. Players like Angel have talked about the amount of preparation they've had coming into this event. Hasn't been much. It's been non-stop for Navi.
Yeah.
Out of all the teams here.
They said they've had 4 days since LCQ, so no time to experiment with different compositions, which is
probably why we're seeing...
Unless you're in the finals of LCQ.
The grand finals coming out here. Well, new beginning here, round 10.
What?
Smoke flashed through it. That was actually dodged, I think.
No, it must have popped inside the smoke.
Either that or...
Or what? Redgar flattened himself and got behind the fountain. Maybe it popped up
I thought he used the recoil star, but I could be wrong.
Could have done.
No, he's got 4 on the map. It's impossible.
There you go.
He would have had to break the game. Get old Astra in. No.
Yeah, so that flash giving pretty bad information there, but same
Both
case
sides.
over at this side.
Yeah, both sides.
Now the recall star, though, I think is trying to aim for very specific information, see if someone's tucked in the corner.
I wouldn't able to play off of it, though.
No, both teams just poking and prodding for the first 50 seconds of the round. Not really able to make headway in any direction. Showers and B-Long still controlled by the defending side. Team Liquid, what's the plan? Once more, Redgar asks questions of, how do you lead your team to victory with 40 seconds left? It just looks like they've got nothing.
Flash. Oh, it's baited the rotation.
Fuck.
See, it's out of there. Nothing spotted in Hookah with 30 seconds left. Time's running so damn short here. Shao doesn't have another one to get any sort of info here. Double satchel into the back. Shao not expecting it. Beautiful. Lovely from safe, but still Angel's here. Tucked to the corner. Smoke at his back. Tries to go for a second peek of it, but Yampi shuts that one all the way down. Seconds to spare with the plan going down. Still that player advantage. Here for Liquid. Spam.
What the fuck?
Through the box, Yampi. Chunk down. Just 50 health, but all he needs to do is land the shot, but it goes wide. Everybody getting out of there, playing off the side. Onto the long angle here. Navi now. Into the side itself. There's a pull. Onto the smoke. Nade as well for the first layers of this one. Waves of the utility, but it might start to get rough here. Tap onto it, trying to force it out. Heal online as well. Is this the time for it? Seems like it, but Sugetsu's already taken up that space. Backing away safe. A wide swing, but he's traded and brought down. Nevertheless, half on the defuse. Time has been bought, but it's up to CNED, and he cannot land the shots. It was all over the place. Panicky.
But a nice post-plant positioning there from Team Liquid to make sure that that one was secured. Fake flash as well from Soulcast. Helped Safe get positioning back into Hookah and win that duel. Ended up being incredibly important. I'm not confident in terms of the way that Team Liquid ended up approaching the site. They didn't know what threats were in Hookah. Angel wasn't cleared over towards Long. But once they actually got there, the fake utility being thrown onto A had pulled 3 of the players and allowed them to hit a soft B site. Both of these teams in the first halves of these maps could not find the difference between them.
Op for op, tour de force. Will it make a difference? The angle opens it up. It's Yampi to capitalize.
Throws down his trademark as well, which makes it very difficult for Zipan to try and recontest this area, only with a Guardian. So 2 and 2, the defense spreads.
Crouch क्यों करेगा?
It makes it difficult. Angel holding close there with a one-and-done position. They don't have control of B-Long. Have to just assume nobody's pushed up onto it and taken the timing.
These are the spots in the round where you feel like Angel gets excited to go and grab some information, see if he can take a fight. He's positioned really far forwards over towards Hookah. Here's the boombot coming towards him.
Bro,
Mouth salivated perhaps, but everybody on Team Liquid going over towards Short. Yeah. It has pulled the rotation though. Redgar's doing one thing very, very well, and it's throwing fake utility on the opposite site. That's what created a weak B site in round 10, and they've done it again here creating weaknesses on A.
Yeah, cracked open the timing for it. Good orbital strike though. That's going to split up this push to the A side here. Safe alone onto the angle, but still with that tour de force in the hands of Yampi. Is watching it all the way from Showers to get too close to the corner. Angel brought down. Beautiful. I love that adjustment. Bit of spam just trying to bait out the shots here. Leaving it just down to Shao. Up there. Really clean.
Clean stuff in round 11 from Liquid. The approach now getting really refined. That's 4 rounds in a row that they've been able to put on the board there. With a timeout too. Having a very nice adjustment. All of the fake utility that's being thrown on the opposite side to where they're hitting is pulling rotations away, creating space for Yampi to get set up, and then they're double swinging, triple facing. The discipline that Emil was talking about being showcased here.
We're back into the round already. Flash deep through. That's just spam into it. Not letting Angel get away with it. Final round here of this first half. It forces Cena to make the first move, doesn't it? Something to even it out, but all it results in is a 3v5.
And things have fallen to pieces here for Na'Vi. They cannot figure out this slower pace from Team Liquid. The information gathering just not available to them. Cena not finding his opportunities to thrive on Neon. And they're getting picked to pieces. They're just going for a gamble stack here. There's still a minute on the clock. I mean, Redgar has called a complete and utter halt in this round.
Trying to put the audience to sleep.
But for Na'Vi, this is just going to be torturous. You're begging them to push down short at this point. Hoping, pleading that they commit to A. Instead, Team Liquid themselves haven't decided which side to finish on. Now it looks like grouping up, taking the spike, ending B. There's nobody home.
Yeah, Trailblazer didn't see much. Neither does the Flash.
What?
There it is, the impetus to try and take this one here, but Na'Vi fully grouped up, still aware that somebody could be lurking. We know that the site is completely clear. Of course, Team Liquid still going to be doing their best to stop that one, and that was what they were trying to catch. Na'Vi.
No need for Yampi to be making a play like that when they've got the B side completely for free, and there's been no resistance. You've got to anticipate a heavier stack over towards A, and now potentially Sugetsu coming around behind on a faster timing. If he can win a duel in hookah against Redgar, maybe there's still a chance here for Na'Vi where there shouldn't have been any.
Maybe a chance. Dog clearance into Alba. I don't believe it can see up onto the top angle. Sugetsu loses his fight still. It's a scramble, and it's not good enough. Not for Na'Vi, but for Team Liquid, they'll be happy with this lead. 2 rounds ahead now, ending this first half, 7-5.
भाई 7 rounds attack side में निकाल लिए इन bind में
and lost a series of rounds in a row, but a major recovery. A question really for me is, Brent, what is this Raze Neon composition going to look like on the attack side?
Yeah,
I've got no idea.
Absolutely. Let's send it down to the desk to hopefully explain it.
But double.
Thank you so much for that, fellas. And yeah, I mean,
double duelist
I think going into this, there was a lot of. It was obviously going to be back and forth through and through. But what was impressive was seeing the way that Liquid able to restabilize, getting ready for this next half.
NAVI
but,
की
you know, you also
पूरी
got to give
attacking
your flowers
side
to
है.
NAVI too. This game has been very
double
close,
duelist.
very competitive between the
हो
two.
सकता है.
Yeah, it was a massive recovery by TL. 5 rounds in a row to close that half. But it was the retakes
likes
from
करो यार,
this
likes हो जाए.
strange double duelist comp for NAVI that were so impressive early on.
NAVI
Because they're
duelist
playing them
ना.
in an interesting way. You have to be super proactive with this composition. So they were going for a lot of these multi-reflanks, trying to put a lot of pressure onto the chamber player of Yampi, and it was working out so well for them early on.
Yeah, and this round right here, like you're mentioning, seeing that stuns are so good. It singles out Nats. He can't peek into them. Allow the double flank to come in. And on other rounds in the half, Angel was the one aggressing out of hookah, getting the information. That allowed a mass rotate to come into A. I was super impressed with how proactive Na'Vi was throughout, you know, the middle parts of this first half. But once Liquid solved them, once they got their feet under them and started to understand how this comp was playing, man, they were lights out from that moment on.
And this really was the story of the IGLs. I think it stared off with Angel calling these great retakes that they kept on winning. And it was also him performing so well. But it was Redgar turning down that pace, playing these super slow mid-rounds, letting that clock dwindle to 20 seconds or something like that pretty much every time.
Yeah, the pace was nuts.
Yeah, and investing really good fake utility on the other side in every one of those rounds meant that Na'Vi didn't know what to do. Despite having this comp that's so good for fast defensive rotation, with that Neon, it never felt like they were able to be in the right place.
Yeah, I respect the idea from Redgar to slow things down because they didn't really have the stall potential there on Na'Vi running this double duelist comp. And they kind of relied on Cena to rotate around and have stuns ready for the sight hits. And Liquid ended up solving that later on, like I said, and they were playing those rounds so well. But now going into this next half, this is where I think Yampi can truly become activated.
All right, well, let's see how this all pans out as we get ready for the second half. Send it over to Brent inside chat.
Thank you very much, GB. Yeah. How will this one pan out? It's been quite streaky. As the desk have been noting, the adjustments were there from Team Liquid. 5 rounds in a row to make it 7 to
अभी
5.
champions रात को ना ज़रूरी है.
Couldn't escape it, John.
But caused by a player. That's always a good sign.
पाटो को esports में देखने का सपना ही रह गया.
Yeah, 5 in a row on one side, and 5 in a row on the other. Speaks to adjustments and the ability to be able to find an answer and then not really continue to evolve from the way that Navi were playing, I think. But I would expect the tempo to be very different on this side. Navi are usually
if you know what I mean
team out of all of the teams that we have here. But in terms of the composition that they're currently using, the neon rays should be finding opportunities to explode into sites. You should be able to find moments for Angel to call
भाई लोग मुझे कोई बताएगा स्मर्फर्स का क्या करे गेम में प्लीज. आप भी स्मर्फ करो. क्या रैंक है आपकी? अगर फ्लैट रैंक है तो सिल्वर में सर्फ स्मर्फ करो.
Always a fan. If seen it,
गोल्ड है तो आयरन में स्मर्फ करो.
Yeah, see if they can handle it.
Yampi has a shorty and 2 bullets in his head.
Yeah, 2 bullets left. Standing, it's just pure contact plays. Skip and hopping towards the side, getting back to safety. Meanwhile, push from CNED close and personal here. It's Yampi. He's baiting it with the headhunter. Fired off one of his shots and he still doesn't win it out.
Oh, that's a ridiculous shot to hit from CNED. It's a great idea from Yampi there. He played that situation perfectly, and the whole of Team Liquid's aggression into sand pulls people into Yampi for him to make the play and get the kill. But it's equalized at 4v4.
Yeah, 4v4, and they don't have control of showers. So Trailblazer, goal of that just to clear that space out and regain it, but it has granted a ton of time here for Team Liquid. They've already got the entirety of their team towards the back of the side. If this is red, if they try and take a bit of a TP pivot, could be brutal for them. They just choose to take the timing anyway into the back of the site. Fights are taken.
Bro, how?
Not much util really to supplement it. Win them out.
Oh, sorry, Navi ne.
Liquid chose to try and get a retake happening there before the spike had even been ferried down short.
Bhai, Yampi pagal hai bhai.
Trying to push off the back of the Trailblazer. Solcast left with 6 health. An impossibility here, I think, for him.
वो एंगल जो पहले शॉटगन का था वो अच्छा था. उसके सामने क्यों गया मुंह के?
First pistol round of champions for Navi to collect.
Big news for them, get the ball rolling.
It's been such a major issue for them this year. I think they only win something like 44% of their pistols.
Yeah, it's kind of egregious.
Just off the top of my head, they're not a team that's been able to get good starts into maps very often.
Util, it is all over the place. Nice little finish there to the pistol, but yeah, inevitable for Navi. So 6 to 7. Like I said, get the ball rolling now. Economy flourishing. We'll see what kind of buy they opt into. Classic FPX buy. I can see it, you guys can't. Spoilers, but yeah, 2 ghosts, 3 rifles.
And speaking of the ghost, I mean, what a shot that is. If CNED's able to start entrying effectively. And remember, he wasn't really given a chance on the first map that we saw. He's playing Killjoy on Fracture. So if he's able to get rolling and find those picks for his team, that could make the difference for Navi. Liquid though making a gambit down short.
Flash connects, gives them info, but not solid info. It's not concrete. I don't know how many players are sat waiting there. It is a crossfire though. How much can Sagetsu really do here? When does the fight get taken? Safe, nade, rebounding, almost a hard read in terms of it. Flash over to the side here. Shao is out in the open, and that's a rifle. Drop down to the floor.
That's one that Team Liquid are going to be able to recover very quickly. They pass it immediately to Nats, who has been their best player, I think,
Phantom गिराई है
in
उनकी.
terms of his performance in this match.
और Sagetsu 17 HP.
MP doesn't have any contact just yet off his trademark that's in hookah. So Navi's kind of fake noise and pressure in that area doesn't really net them too much. Team Liquid can still keep 3 players A. They got the read again.
They've got Nats taking that contact with the rifle. He was holding for the higher position.
भाई Phantom मिल गई उसको.
Higher swing. He wants to have another go of it, and of course he is feeling it. Nats breaks them down.
What a player to pick up the hero rifle. He's just been immaculate today. Every fight he takes is magic, pouring from his fingertips. Angel's going to give it another go. Distraction from safe to set up Nats, who's ready to swing again. This round has gone to pot. Yeah. Navi, they could not find a pistol round win at all. Finally get one here in the second half of the second map, and it's taken away from them. The rug pulled out from underneath them instantly.
I love the proactivity from Team Liquid, though, at the beginning of this to set it up. I think the call in the middle there to rebound the nade, it's a common position that Viper players like to play.
Yeah,
and they're just trying to play a slow default.
And I mean,
chance of getting value, and they did.
This time catches Xiao, right?
Yeah.
He's just playing in that spot, trying to stop some short pressure. But the problem with playing on top of that cubby is that if you want to swing, you have to drop, so you're inaccurate. And then also, you kind of stuck if people use utility like that. Separated from the rest of the squad.
Iron में.
So, not particularly a fan of the positioning, and Team Liquid punished really well. All of the momentum in Team Liquid's hands now.
No investment still from Yampy, of course, probably saving for the operator here. Flash with the connection. Information for Soulcast. That's the nade going, flying straight into them, hoping to take that clean fight, but well, Soulcast. Beautiful strafing.
Zipan was on fire at the start of this map. It felt like he could do no wrong in terms of the first fights, apart from that very beginning on the pistol, but he's cooled off quite a lot while Team Liquid were on their heater. And here, being set up for a duel, and Soulcast comes out on top. Those are the kind of fights that NAVI are looking for.
इस साइड पे वाइपर प्लेयरों का अलग ही चलता है
4v5
कभी वो और ऊपर हटाता है कभी वो
into the sight line. Can Yampy deliver?
अबे क्या लोडू ऑब्जर्वर है भाई मां कसम क्या लोडू ऑब्जर्वर है
Gets the information though. Backs away to safety. Ooh, give him a haircut. At this point, quite obvious where NAVI all grouped up. A lot of noise being made. Trailblazer used, flash over the top. Not too much else though, no opportunities granted. 25 seconds left, what is the call? It just feels so lost.
I mean, both of these teams, both leaders, finding it very difficult.
Indian matches are more
to get into sight.
Because again, it's just obvious. You've made so much noise. Fast lane though, cuts up the side, and they are straight in there. All the way, it's those NAVI fundamentals, the bread and butter of what still makes them a dangerous team.
By NAVI last
the fast lane too from CNET, just allowing him to be able to find that opener and drawing eyes away from the people that are aiming to defend Luka. I mean, flooding out from Luka in that kind of situation is almost always going to be supremely difficult. NAVI made it look elegant.
हमारे जो इंडिया के MM में या फिर प्रोफेशनल मैचेस में होता है
certainly, but he's got so much to clear.
30 सेकंड बचे होते ना
not landing in the right
30 सेकंड बचे होते NAVI का आईजीएल की कॉल आती है
tucked to the corner.
Guys, we have more sufficient time 30 सेकंड में और यहाँ पे होता है
should not have been favored in that
30 सेकंड
situation.
बचा प्लान करना है इंच भाग
Again, I feel like I'm repeating myself.
ये डिफरेंस है इधर का उधर ना
Take a look at the replay here. This is what I like. The fast lane is able to find something, and they flood out the smoke both in opposite directions. Great play from Angel and Xiao there. By popping out of the smoke, one to the left and one to the right, it makes it much more difficult for the defenders to be able to accurately track where you're going and spray both of you down. Really well done, and instantly answered the economy that was going in the opposite direction. All was in Team Liquid's favor, and now they're broke.
What that money that Yampy was saving. Nah, not a chance. He's got a TP tucked behind him, so there was always the potential to get out of there.
And he was going for it. Halfway through the animation, gets his head ripped off.
Yeah.
And they are frequently leaving Yampy with just, you know, a gun and a trademark to cover a lot of the map. So if Yampy's not winning those opening duels, it's going to be difficult for Team Liquid, and they're going to have to scramble, go for rotates like they are now. This one, a bit more of a gamble. They're on an eco round. And NAVI slow things down. Angel, though, in a dangerous position here.
Potential here. Maybe donation of a rifle. No way in hell.
They're expecting him to be on a more standard angle there. The off angle just works perfectly. Safe takes a peek down short.
Yeah,
killed in response.
Traded here. Over the top, though. Nats
what?
There's no way! My man is breaking the physics of the game with that.
What on earth was that shot?
Disgusting. And a chance now.
30 seconds left.
It's a 1v2. He's got the rifle in his hands.
He cannot be allowed to do this.
I'll wake you up, won't it? Stuns, missing, not connecting. Nade enough, though, to push him out of that position.
Toxin screen down.
That's forwards. A lot to clear here. It really is an impossible scenario.
Lads, baby,
this would be
forever fan रहूँगा मैं तेरा.
If he was able to pull it off.
अगर तूने round निकाला था.
Tap of the spike will isolate one of them. Look at the positioning here. There's no swing really from it, and yet the angle's so wide. It was unexpected. Here's the pit. It's online. One kill earned. CNET. He shuts it down.
Try,
that was getting scary.
And CNED takes it from legend into myth. The clutch that could have been.
I've
got to see a replay of that shot with the Guardian.
Yeah, show me again.
I swear he was in midair.
There's no way. There's just no way, man.
He's just being blessed.
There's no way. This is on the run and gun patch as well, by the way. Look at that.
Same reaction.
Yeah.
Same reaction.
Yeah.
Unfortunate scenes though for Team Liquid. Nats did everything he could. That was an eco though. They have rifles this time. CNED is looking to play with only his ultimate. Otherwise, just a shorty in hand.
Lucky shot.
Pick the right time as well to let that one loose.
He's got enough money to be able to buy a rifle. He's just chosen not to.
Fast lane, stuns there. Combined all the way up with the Sky utility. That gains them the sight. Team Liquid forced to the back of the horse. Yeah, this overdrive will start to fade here. Already half on the duration.
Yeah, and this is a massive problem for CNED. I mean, unless he tucks himself inside a smoke and gets a kill with a shorty, Safe is going to be coming back in with a showstopper very quickly for this retake.
Tap with the spike. It's forcing out all this util. That was the goal of Na'Vi here. Look at our fully grouped up. Here's the Trailblazer now on their side, seeking to try and claim some space. And with the showstopper, it will be made easy. No! It misses to the side. Zipan! An absolute menace!
You see,
from the jaws of defeat, he had to hit that. CNED close and personal. Value is there. And Yampi forced to scurry. He hits the shot. He brings him down, but it's a 2v4.
Gandhi wali UC at this crucial moment.
In such small moments, the differences are made. I mean, Safe is going to be kicking himself for missing that showstopper. It was their major tool at being able to get back in. And now Yampi is just getting hunted down.
Yeah.
They want this operator out of his hands.
Squeezed in the spawn. They want to take that gun away, and they do. NAVI. Where do they pull it from? I mean, we've been bigging up Zipan at various points of this series, but it feels so good to see him back on the Rays. I'm not gonna lie, it's just a comfort roll for him. It wasn't even utility that he's using. He's sitting at the bottom of the scoreboard for him, but I mean, just look at that.
I mean, to be honest,
Thank you
is
for
that
the
really what
200,
Zipan
buddy.
does, or is that just Safe? Just not taking a moment to appreciate that he's tucked himself into the corner? Those are the kind of rounds that they can curse the Rays off.
cold से और fever से.
I've seen worse.
Guard लगी पड़ी थी भाई. हैदराबाद आया था मैं फिर से. मोहम्मद भाई.
But what a
वहाँ
pinch
से
this puts on Team Liquid.
बैंगलोर से दिल्ली.
A real
guard
credit
लग
crunch
गए
for them. They're in a spot where
जल्दी वहाँ से हटो
they
हृदय
could
भाई.
have potentially tried to go for a force-up.
By next level shot तो भाई.
But it's a
Thank you for the 7 months हृदय. Love you.
Keep counting the roses.
Saf और Solcast इस team के
This
रोसे है
tournament,
क्या?
it'll just be an entirely filled up board.
Excuse me.
Don't have any more space, probably.
GG for TL.
At least until
हाँ
Kirsten
बे
starts playing.
कैसे हार सकती है TL?
Here
I
we
don't
go.
understand.
Na'Vi are in a great
Next.
spot here, Brent.
They are.
They have a Brim ult and a Raze ult to be able to work with. Both fantastic offensive tools. Team Liquid have given them a timeout here to discuss what they want to do with their ultimates. And this one should be a bit of a gimme. Liquid have been phenomenal on their eco rounds throughout their run during the regular season of EMEA, but most of that was powered by having, you know, a couple of weapons here or there. Safe's going to go for a Guardian. Okay, so there's Guardian, maybe a Stinger. They're still figuring out what they want to go for. Safe, Yampi and Nats are going to be asked to do a lot here if they want to be able to win this round. Otherwise, Navi may have just run away with things in crucial moments here on Bar.
Why would he take a Guardian?
No tag with the flash. That's still there. Fast lane's used. Cause him to use that snake bite. The pull is really quite nice and damage enough for the kill. There is that follow-up though. CNED all the way through into the site there. Safe. Reactions, flicks and adjustments. Opening wide. Orbital strike. It is a scramble and it is messy.
Safe's doing it though. He's finally taken down.
Absolutely. He's made it just that much more winnable. Still Segetsu, he's left it into that 1v2. Spike, it is in his hands. Doesn't have the hard job of retrieving it now, but my God. Messy beginning for Na'Vi. Team Liquid, another lifeline, another chance. Player advantage, guns are plenty. Pick it up and gain those upgrades. Segetsu is going to have to put on a masterclass in terms of how he plays this.
But he did hit both of them going through the teleporter, so he knows that spawn is safe.
Gives him info. Flash to the back. Does he take the timing? The flash didn't Lock on, he hears the jump out. It fades away, force it to 1v1! And Sugetsu with the breakthrough!
He shouldn't have been asked to do it. NAVI put themselves in a difficult position, but he's always good for it. Sugetsu with 2 incredibly clean kills there towards the end, and a masterful decision to push through the smoke based on the drop. That audio cue gave him everything. Phenomenal crosshair placement. Look at that heartbreak on Emil's face. NAVI get up to 10. More difficult than I expected, but 2-round lead with ults in play. It's theirs to lose at this point.
Yampi. Oh my. Your TP is stuck there, son. There's no getting out of that spot. Still, Showstopper getting the pull. Latching away and pushing them all the way back here, Zipan. Not much left with the fuse. Threading a needle with it, and still coverage is there from the rest of his team. They do not have showers control. No, Yampi's still there, seeking to try and pivot. Break away here, safe. He's holding down the angle, locking down the line of sight, bringing down 2. Eventually going down, but maybe he's done enough. It's 3 versus 3.
And they were delayed getting into B here, so there might still be some doubts in Navi's head. No, instead, Shao connects with the rest of his squad. It's Solcas in a position to potentially make the difference here.
Pit on lineup, used right into the spawn, cuts it up.
And Solcas doesn't go for the play.
Excuse me?
Just holds passively onto elbow, waiting for the rest of his squad. Perhaps a hero move may have been needed in that kind of position. A retake into a pit is going to be so difficult, especially with Yampi's op.
Just how do you win it out? Almost impossible, but a flash is really good. It pushes them deeper into the pit, gets them onto the angles, has to be the push back in. To re-clear! Sugetsu again! What is that adjustment? Stray bullet finding it, and Solcas last alive, not for much longer, 11-8.
Solcas has just been a monster in these last couple of rounds. We saw 5 rounds in a row from Navi in the first quarter, answered by 5 in a row from Liquid to keep things somewhat even heading into the halftime. Now another 5 in a row from Navi as they put the squeeze in this attack.
Yampi ka POV dikhao, please.
The way Sugetsu is winning this.
Could barely believe it himself.
It's unbelievable. It really is. He's pulling out quality performances. And this, only the first game of Champions. Safe's been a bit of a hero, though, for Team Liquid. He's made these rounds winnable when otherwise they may not have been. And now he has his showstopper online. Miles away from the action, though, as Navi look like they want to be taking Show's control and potentially pivoting into an A split.
Flash is
nice. Now grouping up.
Yeah. No, the Showers is occupied. Taking a fight anyway. Angel. Again, classic play. Redcar. Plenty of moments here. That is fantastic. Taking his time with it.
Nice,
Nat's holding it down. No one gets past the choke point. Not with his watchful eye.
The
entirety of the round. What a time for Redcar to make a play like that.
Enemy remaining.
The timing could not have been more perfect. And the one tap, delightfully accurate there to take out the hero. What can Zipan do?
Not much. 26 health. No real time. Spike out in the open. All Team Liquid need to do is face it together. No noise cues though. Zipan doesn't want to give them anything. Any information, but there it is. Top of bench, always favored.
Nice round, nice round, nice round.
And Safe not even required to use the showstopper. And both of the IGLs having major performances in that round, but Redguard just doing one better. Angel swings out and gets the opener, and Redguard timing on the Trailblazer. Knows exactly where to pre-aim to get Shower despite it being through smoke.
Nice! Nice, Eager! Massive plays.
Last VCT Loud को पहला मैच किसने हराया था?
Forces Navi to take the time
बहुत गंदा हराया था ना?
Things now getting
EG ने हराया था या फिर कांग की टीम ने हराया था?
The decider, if we do end up going there, is Split. A map where I really feel again there are chances for either team to be able to win. You were saying earlier, every time these teams have faced, it's been decided by the slimmest of margins.
Oh yeah.
So one big play, one moment, one shutdown of a a clutch,
तुमसे पूछना ही
a hero
बेकार है
play
भाई.
like that from Redgar.
तब अलग-अलग आंसर
individual
देते हो.
hidden form.
EG,
These can all
EDG,
make
energy.
enormous differences to the outcome of a match like this.
और भाई टी-शर्ट मस्त है. Thank you
It's
यार.
Navi's timeout.
Jack and
Team
Jones
Liquid still
baby.
need to dig deep. They're 2 rounds behind, and they've only just broken that streak.
मतलब कुछ भी लिखते हो ना बिना सोचे समझे.
Being fully almost on the attack side here for Navi. Brunt of all the rounds that they've been gathering up. Interesting time for the timeout as well. I mean, like you said, it does offer Team Liquid a chance to talk about how they might come back into this one when they've got ults of their own.
पहले EG फिर lower bracket Edward Gaming. Yes, Divesh, you are right.
Is Redgar going to be able to make a play through a smoke?
सिर्फ दिवेश ने सही बोला.
Not really.
No.
Can you find other ways of being able to stop them? Have you noticed a theme to what Navi are doing? If that's the case, we still may have plenty more to play with Bite.
सीधा लगाया ना. एक बार भी सीधा नहीं
He dropped down at the feet, gets them on the faster line towards Showers. Either side again, just hunting for that information. They did set Yampy up though.
And safe. Close to taking contact here. He can take a very thin line and fall off because he's still got the trademark there. But it looks like he wants to actually fight. Pull forced out early from Redgar. Previously, Zipan's been caught in that a couple of times.
Oh yeah.
This time they baited out.
It's been bogging them down. Do they want to try and play off that timing? Spotting the jump peak. Is it really just going to come down to, again, contact plays? Smoke's dropped down all the way through. There's a snake bite. The angle's watched. Redgar is closer to the corner as the smoke is popped up. No, the damage, not enough to bring him down.
8 health.
Redgar survives.
I thought he was going to try and get in off the Seekers there. He was at risk of being able to be caught by a shred of the spam.
And healed all the way back up here. There's
Navi is still going
34
for
seconds. Yeah, they want to try and put the squeeze again. They know that Redgar is here, close to the corner. His team are bailing him out once more. Redgar playing inside the smokes. Team Liquid sail through. So it's fundamentals and Safe in the difference maker.
Safe really has stepped up. He's finding many crucial kills here that his team needs. Joining Nats towards the top of the scoreboard. That's an ambitious play, but it really just gets destroyed as soon as CNED has a snakebite caught onto him. The vulnerable, just too much, and Safe clears everybody else up. That's dropped Navi down onto an eco round. And things now, certainly, as close as they could be between these two teams. We're likely to go 11-11.
What a parity
Angel by
between these two teams. Yeah, it just feels so likely to go even.
I think one of the biggest issues for Navi is that they're never really able to disrupt Yampy. He is being allowed to maintain information on one side of the map, and they post Yampy up with a little bit of Soulcast utility. He has a trademark somewhere else, and then Soulcast goes and rotates, or Safe goes and rotates.
Yeah.
And they just leave Yampy either alone or with one other player, and it lets them stack a stronger side away from the chamber. They're not doing it just yet in this round, but as that guiding light finds no information towards Fountain, you're anticipating one of these players to rotate to A.
Maybe the rotations. Bursty play being set up though. This is Navi fully grouped up, waiting for the orb to go down. I think that's going to be their timing that they take. Right behind it, close to the corner. That's Nats. Safe has rotated. He has the nade, has the showstopper, and Nats lines it up, just holding it. No way! Body blocked inside of it. The rocket goes flying past. Dipan will be brought down anyway. And Team Liquid, the ult's being infested. Redgar running them down. It's up to Angel. Doesn't have it in him. Doesn't have the rifle. What an investment by Navi into a round where they really just didn't have the economical advantage.
I'm
Mohammed
surprised
Bhai,
that they went for it. They still have some way of being able to win this as it gets later.
पैसा आ रहा है, salary
But I
सुन
am
रही है
surprised
क्या
that they
मोहम्मद
committed
भाई?
that Brimall. I mean, is that a 2v4 at the point in which it actually gets invested? A bit bold from Angel.
WhatsApp पे ऐड करूँ? Oh मोहम्मद भाई.
So very, very similar defensive setup here from Team
एक और
Liquid.
giveaway चाहिए क्या?
Yampy getting set up, B-Long with the
But
Sky
10,000
utility,
cuts
trademark
करवाए थे यार
and
उस
hookah,
दिन यार.
never been broken.
मेरे
And
ध्यान
this
ना
time
कहते
though,
बात
the
में.
pit just adds that extra layer of defense.
Yampy, left,
Yampy.
oh, मरेगा.
He's so deep.
मरेगा,
He's
मरेगा.
so open to this close corner.
Can he get out? Yeah, flash. Connects into his face.
It's
Well,
bold.
Dufu was close enough to the corner. He could get out.
He's testing the limits though, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't get punished this time though, and keeps that trademark up. I think that's going to be crucial. It's going to allow Team Liquid you know, 10, 15 seconds from now to rotate over to A if they need to reinforce. If Nats gets pressured at all.
Flash tags into Angel.
Oh, bhai, Nats ki ult dekh kahan tak hai.
Ever a couple of players of Team Liquid over towards B. Feeling like they can rotate.
And look where the spike is heading. It's heading over towards short. Xiao with Seekers. You can follow these Seekers and have an attempt at getting rid of Nat.
Yeah. Angel was making a go of it to break the trademark again, throw in bit of that false information all the way through Showers now. There's a fast lane to try and get them out of this. Nat still holding down into the pit. Who will meet him? Anybody to greet him? Doesn't look likely, does it? Just spamming, hoping for a random shot. And with all of that, the plan goes down towards the back of the site. It's been taken. They're squeezing Redguard into Lamps. Any util to set this up? Not quite, just taking the fight.
The Trailblazer missed Nats. They have no idea exactly where this Viper is. And Nats could remain the thorn in the side despite Team Liquid being a player down.
It's all about backstabs, isn't it? On every single front. Navi, they don't really have control or an idea of where these players could be. Yampi creeping onto the side to get to. Shuts that one down. Nats has fallen on top of it. And just like that, it's flipped. The Navi players are feeling it. It felt like every advantage in the world should have been there for Team Liquid. It's Navi. They orchestrate something. I mean,
what a creative round for Angel to call, genuinely. I mean, using the Seekers deep there and taking space off of it, knowing that Nats is trapped inside of his pit and removing all the rest of his support. They get a plant in the back of sight, and they're surrounded on every front, and yet still manage to make that work. Take a look at some of these. I mean, the re-clear through Lamps is excellent. You could argue maybe Redguard should be trying to support Nats a little more heavily rather than isolate himself, but I think that's a really confusing round to react to if you're a defender there. You just don't see that in scrims or matches.
Yeah, you don't. That's an audible being called.
Now
it brings Navi one step closer for the map, for the series, our opening match here. Champs 2023.
I think a lot of people had written Navi off. Their run this year kind of peaked at lock-in with a 4th place. But they've been 4th place in the EMEA recently. Recently refinding a bit of that form, footing, compositions looking good, and now they're 1 round away from dancing in the group of death.
Angel said it. It's not about the consistency. It's just about making it to the events. Peaking at the right time.
Smoke's down.
For Liquid, they want to put a stop to it.
I feel like an overtime is almost deserved in this one.
Yeah.
It's been so close between these teams.
Navi attempting to...
players
locked into A. That's what that flash was for, but as that Trailblazer, really good timing on that one.
I mean, must have seen at least 2, maybe even 3 players.
Yeah, didn't get broken in time, and they still got Yampi locked up onto this line-of-sight angle. It's all given information.
Safe was thinking about rotating and has decided not to. Surely with that flash, though, the raise has to come over to B.
With the Trailblazer, no way. Where's the TP? Yampi? There's nothing to clear him into the corner here. Solkas being wrapped around, he's granted 2. Yampi's still just trying to survive here. Util not clearing him out. Showstopper into the corner, vacated all the way through to the backside of that TP. Time. No time. Almost denying it. That could have been it. But the smoke was watched for, and Zipan shuts down his adversary. It's 3 versus 3.
And elbow control for Xiao and Sugetsu. A deadly duo for Navi.
There's no util for Team Liquid.
No, they're in great positions here, Navi, to be able to win this and close it out.
This should be it. Should be the finisher. Running through onto the site now, giving up control. Semblance of it, a tap onto it, not quite a tap, it's a full bloody stick. Nat half onto it with the smoke in his face, all the way through. That is ridiculous. For the overtime.
Switching sides. Overtime.
Goodness me.
26 kills at the top of the scoreboard, and that is not the most important part of how he was able to make it work at all. Great smoke from Redguard, fantastic play from Nat. Just the balls to go for something like that.
Just icy.
If you end up getting caught going for a play like that, you're straight into elimination matches at Champions.
By Nats, the
incredible stuff there. What tenacity from Liquid to keep fighting in those moments. They've won 4 out of the last 5 rounds for an excellent response. Pulling a retake out there with barely any utility. And we come into overtime. The side swap.
First round of it. Pop flash played it, but a fight. This is NAVI taking the battle right to them. A skirmish outside. Just beside Fountain, somehow 3 versus 3.
Yeah, it was an amazing peek from CNED. He was playing towards Hookah as well. Swung on the player that was trying to support from Market.
Huh?
But he's calling the rotate now. 3 players over towards B.
Huh?
Seems a bit bizarre.
He chhod diya?
I mean, CNED's all the way pushed down. He's just worried that they could be circling around, but instead Team Liquid are taking space.
And with this deep push, I mean, CNED's got so much ground here. He knows it's A. They're already on it. The call is made. I mean, yeah, exactly. They've given up space.
Spike planted.
But he's worried about running into a trademark at some point here. He doesn't know what we can see, that Yampi's used it deep on triple. So CNED is concerned that he might not even be able to flank properly. He takes the longest route around.
It's being watched for. Nats is aware.
Hyper aware.
Hyper aware. Doesn't win the fight. It's CNED who rips it away. Skipping around and to the side. Information granted and given. Soulcast is so uncomfortable. He's antsy. They all topple. They all fall.
What a way for NAVI to just shepherd Team Liquid into a round win. All off the back of NAVI setting the tempo early on. They put the squeeze, flash out into Fountain, swing from Hookah, and then CNED winning the fight and giving so much information. Zipan's just perfectly set up for the duel. I feel devastated for Nats there, though. He's done everything he can for Liquid, and he just chose the worst time in the world to go for a strafe.
Yeah, the repositioner.
He looked like he was ready for it.
I mean, the passion from CNED here.
I don't think I've seen that from him
I don't think I've seen him this passionate. He's normally a quiet, reserved player, but you can see how much it means to them. They've had a rough season, but it matters not. All that matters is how you perform at the culmination. A final hurdle of champions.
Both duelists looking to try and take Hookah control here. Safe with a headshot through the wall early on. Has to give it.
A lot of damage backing away for the heal. Top back up to 100. Space is given, though, to them. And NAVI are fast on it, aren't they? They've already taken that Hookah control. Spike is there. Do they want to explode out into this? It's a heavy, heavy fight being taken by Liquid. Did he still want to try and control this one? I mean, the rendezvous is not ideal for Yampi if they did push themselves up onto that angle.
I mean, he's already used it, too. He was trying to contest over towards B long. They went for a little flashback out. They know that Yampi and Soulcast are still fighting around here.
And
Angel's going for it.
Yep, they're pushing it. Any util to clear this? No, not at all. Dinked through the wall. Shao dropped down to half HP.
And no reaction from CNED and Zipan.
Watch
they
it
had a
for
moment.
Battle of the Lurkers as well. Nats versus Sagetsu taking place on the other side of things. This is Team Liquid's chance to really grab control once more. Bring it even.
30 seconds left.
Another round of OT. Stay alive in the series.
Sagetsu doing work on the other side of the map.
He's put on red card, but he doesn't anticipate Nats yet. Swinging from the sidelines.
Not ready yet.
With this 2v4, a tap onto it. Shao's just creating noise as well to try and anchor these plays. He's through the TP. Through short now, but there's no time. Zipan doesn't have health. Nats, he spotted his information. He's going to be noted here. Zipan lands that shot, but he has to stick this. And already Yampi's running onto the sideline. He lands it. Bringing down Zipan. Doesn't let it get dicey.
Perfect timing from Yampi through the teleporter. An excellent play by Nats as well. Cleaning up Sagetsu and being able to turn there to deal with Shao. Really nice anchoring of the A side. This is a battle between two teams that are separated by the slimmest of margins.
मैं दिल से चाहता हूँ कि Team Liquid जीते वाला, but
we're not there yet.
मैं चाहता हूँ नावी खत्म करे 2-0 क्योंकि नींद आ रही है.
It's the first stepping stone, so.
पर मेरा आंखें बोल रही है कि नावी जीते.
Building up.
मेरी आंखें तरस रही है नावी को जीतते हुए देखना, पर दिल चाहता है कि Team Liquid जीते.
Another round of overtime. Grant and Showers control.
I mean, look at that. Soulcast forced to use the guiding light just to check whether or not Navi have taken full sand control.
Oh, bhai, kitna passive
deep smoke from Angel. He's already used 2 of his smokes, and we're only 20 seconds into the round.
Guys, थोड़े likes कर दो यार.
Team Liquid recognize that. They can slow the pace down dramatically and be rewarded in a similar way to their comeback on Fracture.
Oh,
what?
Yampi falls. Topple down, that is just sublime. Anticipating it. Players are going to be crossing into that angle, still tucked onto the corner, stuns at the feet. Nats dodging, and Juking still gets out with a kill and the heal on top. So, back up to 100, but the player advantage remains for Navi.
They have to be worried about somebody pushing here. You can see the way that Team Liquid are clearing these areas, trying to contact through, having weapons out ready for every corner. They're concerned that somebody from Navi has gotten deep, and that means that this push is going to be slow. No running into the B site. 20 seconds. It will offer Xiao an opportunity to get his team up to match point again.
For Xiao to be that difference maker. He's got full util, but he doesn't want to reveal his position. He has to just try and bide the positioning, the time. He takes the duel. No one's turning around.
Oblivious.
Spike drop down, and that's in the corner. Cowering in fear, man. It's Navi once more at the precipice.
Match point.
It feels like Navi have been in the driving seat for the majority of this game. Team Liquid are going to take a tag timeout to alter the situation. But this is a very different story to what we've seen recently. It's Team Liquid who won in EMEA. Both of these teams we thought would be fighting for second place EMEA this year, and they've taken vastly different directions. I mean, for Liquid, they had an awful performance at lock-in, peaked with that trophy that will be a permanent reminder for them in their cabinet of how well they can perform when everyone's at their peak.
Why is he watching Belong,
and yet here, both of these teams split by a knife's edge, and yet Navi in control. Looking like they might go 2-0 in a map pool that, honestly, I think either of these teams could win on any of the three maps that we were playing today, Fracture, Bind, and Split.
You've seen that manifest, man, just how close it is. I said earlier, that round differential, I believe it is, like, you know, at most 3 rounds this year between these two teams.
Yeah.
They don't blow each other out, man.
Again, think back to the press conference here, where Emil and Doom Bros are talking about how these tactical timeouts, they can tell when the other is going to call one, and they know what each other are thinking in their heads. So there's a tactical timeout called by Team Liquid. I believe we're about to go into a tactical timeout by Navi. The identical twin brother coaches have called back-to-back timeouts exactly at the same time. Look at that.
Always awkward if you're calling the timeout at the same time at the opposition.
Yeah, you never like to.
Yeah, you said your piece in the first one.
Quite. Nobody needs 2 minutes. But this is just going to add so much more tension to the players. You feel like, okay, I've already said my piece. I want to get back into it. I want to get back into the action.
और Nats की arm sleeve same है क्या? हाँ बे, मेरा Nats का same. साथ में खरीदा था हमने. Las Vegas के Nike के showroom से साथ में लिया था दोनों ने.
Yes, it's the beginning of champs, but still, right off the bat, your opening match is not one you want to lose. Instantly in hot water, going down to elimination.
भाई NG है जो सिर्फ Navi का mouse produce कर रहा है. असली Navi player.
Once more, it's Navi. Only having to take that one step forwards, one more round. They've been in this position. It feels like multiple times so far on this map.
I think one of the biggest things that Team Liquid have had in their favor on the defense side
is
Gaming's
shout
operator and trademark setups. This time trademark goes to it short. He's going to try and op showers. That allows them to stack 3 players on B. Usually he's being supported by Sky utility.
Navi are not using util to take showers here. They're just wide swinging. Yampi could absolutely get an opening pick. And they're doing it again. See how Yampi gets set up onto the line. He actually doesn't choose to take it, yeah.
Yeah, he's taking a very passive approach here with the operator. That might end up being a difference maker, or it could lure Angel into his death.
Holding, holding, holding. It comes down to this. Missing it. Just barely.
I don't know how. It looked good to me. And just the thinnest of margins.
With that, Navi granted some information. They know now where the operator is.
And Yampi's forced to take a more passive line. So the info that he was able to get and the confidence that the rest of Team Liquid were able to place in him is diminished. This means Navi are going to be able to get set up for an execute into these 2 players on A. They can finally hit the weak side of Team Liquid.
The pull's late. Zepan's already into the back of the site here. It's up to this gun duel that's about to be taken. Nats! Patience is played by him. Still lands that shot there. Snake bite to the back. Yampi repositioning now. Rendezvous. All the way back to safety now, and time is running so damn short. That's a lovely. The crossfire set up, and Nats brought down once more still. Reinforcements are there. We're saving to the back. And Sugetsu, enough with the reset. We are going once more to another round of OT.
You're seeing the discipline on play here by Team Liquid. I mean, the way that Nats was supporting Yampi there is phenomenal. He's got that trigger discipline to wait as Zipan runs through the smoke, but also instantly swings to try and help Yampi, who's in his reload animation, and stop him from getting punished by CNED. Immaculate team play there from the two defenders on the A side, buying enough time for Safe to come in, and the cavalry arrived. What is it going to take for one of these two teams to get over the line?
Will we see that third map, or is it series done and dusted? A bit more left to play. So Cass notified there, that deep flash. To be long, still that smoke in his face, and Team Liquid are grouped up here. 3-2 split potentially. Trying to force out that util. Oh, what a fight to be taken. I mean, Safe was right off the back of that one. CNED, I believe, on top of the box. Loses that duel. But instantly, it's Navi once more. Plugging up the holes in the defense. They want to take the fights right to them, and they're winning them out. Doesn't matter. Somehow always finding the miracle moments in these rounds here. Close to the corner again, spam into a red car. He swings, good timing on it. Xiao, he's really being pressured now. He's feeling it, he can hear it, and he's dodging to the side, left and right. Leaves it to Yampi. 1v2. Surely Xiao has done the most. Still the rendezvous available, but Yampi is guessing. Where are these players? Not a clue. Peeks it. Not able to hit it.
The Navi players can just pull magic out of everywhere. What is that from Xiao? And also Angel taking an uncomfortable duel over by Hookah, and he's able to find the flick shot that he needs. That duo coming up with the goods there. Take a look at the replay here. He answers instantly onto a player that had just got the first kill. And the way he dances around this box was just beautiful.
And look at the passion, man.
Yeah.
Arm rests off. Complete despair on the other side for Team Liquid.
Nice.
CNED's going to pull out an operator here. Attack side op for the Neon. That's going to give them less options if he isn't able to find an opening duel. He's anticipating taking the op fight against Yampi here, who has decided to just opt into the Vandal.
He's fired off the shots, though. Now he's made it acutely aware that he's got the operator in his hands.
I think that's a really unusual way of playing. Perhaps he thought he'd been spotted anyway. But Team Liquid are going to be now aware of this. Looking perhaps to just play a little more cautiously. I do in general like the attack side op from CNED. I think it lends itself more into favoring the contact style that Angel likes to call, because it puts fear into the defenders. They don't want to info peek as much. It lets you contact through, as they're doing now in showers. It gives you free map control.
Right, he's in a one and done. He's got to get a bit more than that, though. Running forwards, his adjustments with it. Already gliding into the back, CNED. He's brought down. Towards the back, a triple here. This should be watertight seal when it comes to this site. Spike dropped down, out. Xiao's picked up this operator, but can't find an open angle, can he? 2 versus 4 picks it up, running all the way through. And it's brought down once more, 15 to 15. How far are we going to go?
It's been Navi with the opportunities every time, though, to close this one out. Team Liquid need a run of 2 even to set themselves up with that map point opportunity. But here you see the difficulty of actually getting into the site. CNED just running and diving through. Not really set up with any utility that they needed to break those crossfires and allow the entry to happen. Zipan is definitely struggling in that department. So cheeky idea with the operator, but it's not going to work to close things out for Navi. When you get this deep, though, into overtime, you've got to go, I mean, beyond the strat book.
Yeah, conditioning goes out the window. You keep a rough outline of what the opposing team was doing at a given portion of the map. Now, we've been doing this a lot. It's a dodge of the Sky Flash, and they tuck Angel deep onto this corner.
At some point, the way that Xiao and Angel have been playing is surely going to get overwhelmed. They've been pulling out miracles.
Will they clear it? Is it going to be the double face once more? Red guy's not set up. Yampi! He cannot respond and still rock solid. A complete hold. And the fight's being isolated. It leaves it to Nats. But again, Spike out in the open. The crossfire setup. It's all there.
And maybe one day this B-hold will crumble for Na'Vi. Maybe one day Angel and Xiao won't be able to stand up, but it's not today. And that was just immaculate. Able to take the kills through the smokes as required. Na'Vi get up to another match point. 16-15. Neither team able to get across the line on their attack side.
And look at that timeline.
It's just a sea of teal.
Will Na'Vi be able to do it? They've had so many chances for the series to advance in their groups against all expectations, all odds.
And if this keeps going, Na'Vi might be in a position to... If this keeps going, Na'Vi might be in a position to break their own record of the longest game we've ever had at a global tournament. The score in that one was 19-17. This just doesn't seem to show any signs of stopping.
Will Na'Vi break through? It's the big question. CNED, fast lane there, flash inside of it. No one can really play the marks towards it. Stuns. It's all being supplemented to try and get them into the side, but it's anyone's game, really. And it's a guessing game at that. Holding for these smokes, but this time, fully advantage for Na'Vi. It's going to be a miracle. And for the map, for the series, Team Liquid having to retake.
But it doesn't look like they're exactly conscious that Yampi could be posted up here. They're playing inside the tube, making sure that they're not open to hookah. But do they really know that Yampi's here?
Yampi. He wants an open sight line. He's got to know. And look at it, he's expecting almost a push coming through into the back of the site there. It's traded immediately. 2 versus 3. Xiao, he falls. Redgar. You're going to be the difference maker. Still the crossfire. Onto the B-long angle, a tap onto it, it's a smoke, you have to force it into the spam. Redgar sticking it, I don't believe he got half, it leaves it to Yampi, into the 1v1, and time. It's against him. Oh, the satchel half on it. Pushed away, Ziban will shut it down, and Na'Vi move forward.
I think it's going to be the most unpredictable group that we have here at Champions Los Angeles. Group D, absolute titans, teams that have won tournaments before, going up, stacking off.
अगला वाला मैच भी देखते और उसके बाद YouTube के बाद फिर वो जो एक और ऑटो प्ले में कोई सा भी और लग रखा होता ना, YouTube नहीं लगा रखा, Twitch लगा रखा। भाई ये वाली टाइमिंग बहुत गंदी है VCT की, बहुत नींद आ रही है भाई, और अपना सही करते। ये वॉच पार्टी टाइमिंग बहुत ही गंदी है। चलो अब DRX लाउड, ठीक है चलो चट को। DRX लाउड देखना है, चट। गुड नाइट, गुड नाइट, गुड नाइट, गुड नाइट। आप परसों सियाज में पैसिफिक आए थे क्या? नहीं नहीं आया था। परसों नहीं आया था यार। Well played, Navi. That's clear लगा। बाकी टीम लिक्विड। Nats के लिए बुरा लगा बस, और कुछ नहीं। चलो guys, bye bye, good night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You also guys. Bye bye. Take care. Love you. लाइक कर दो। 700 लाइक भी नहीं हुआ, 1 लाइक बचा 700 होने में, और लाइक करके सुना, ठीक है? बाय। अरे गाना भी तो बजाना है जाते हुए। क्या एंडिंग स्ट्रीम में क्या एंडिंग करूँगा मैं? चलो बजा दी। गुड नाइट।
नीलारे लूरे लाउन वाली, नीलारे लूरे लाउन वाली, तू जुल्फां नाल खेड़दी रही, मैं किन्ना तैनू तकदा रहा। नीलारे लूरे लाउन वाली, यार नू सताउण वाली, तू जुल्फां नाल खेड़दी रही, मैं किन्ना तैनू तकदा रहा। नीलारे लूरे लाउन वाली, नी यार नू सताउण वाली, तू जुल्फां नाल खेड़दी रही, मैं किन्ना तैनू तकदा रहा, मैं किन्ना तैनू तकदा रहा, मैं किन्ना तैनू तकदा रहा। ਤੂੰ ਜ਼ੁਲਫਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਖੇਡਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਤੱਕਦਾ ਰਹਾਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਵੱਲ ਜਾਵੇ ਜਾਵੇ ਮੁੜ ਇਹ ਨਾ ਪਾਵੇ ਪਾਵੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੂੰ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਸੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਇਹ ਰਾਤੀ ਜਾਵੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਦੇਖ ਦਿਨ ਲੰਘਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਅੱਖਰ ਤੇਥੋਂ ਸੰਗਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਰੰਗ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਫੱਬਦੇ ਨੇ ਮੈਂ ਉਹੀਓ ਰੰਗ ਨਾਲ ਰੰਗਦੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਤੇ ਦਿਲ ਦੀ ਕੰਧਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਤੇ ਦਿਲ ਦੀ ਕੰਧਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦਿਲ ਤੇਰੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਜਾਈ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਆ ਹੁਣ ਤੇਰੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਗਾਈ ਜਾਨਾ ਆ ਤੇ ਤੂੰ ਗੱਲ ਸੁਣਦੀ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਹ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਸੁਣਾਈ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਆ ਨੀ ਲਾਰੇ ਲੂਰੇ ਲਾਉਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਨੀ ਯਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਸਤਾਉਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਤੂੰ ਜ਼ੁਲਫਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਖੇਡਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਤੱਕਦਾ ਰਹਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਤੱਕਦਾ ਰਹਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਤੱਕਦਾ ਰਹਾਂ ਤੂੰ ਜ਼ੁਲਫਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਖੇਡਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਤੱਕਦਾ ਰਹਾਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਤੋਂ ਦਿਲ ਹਾਰੇ ਕੁੜੀਏ ਸਹਾਰੇ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਸਾੜੇ ਕੁੜੀਏ ਤੈਥੋਂ ਨੀ ਦਿਲ ਹਾਰੇ ਕੁੜੀਏ ਬੈਠਾ ਗਿਣਦਾ ਤਾਰੇ ਕੁੜੀਏ ਚੰਦ ਦੇਖ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਰਮਾਵੇ ਤੂੰ ਅੱਗ ਕਾਤੋਂ ਲਾਹੀ ਜਾਨੀ ਏ ਮੈਥੋਂ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਲਿਖਾਈ ਜਾਨੀ ਏ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਜ਼ੁਲਫਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਖੇਡਦੀ ਐ ਤੂੰ ਤੇਰੇ ਤੇ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਨਾ ਰੱਖਾਂ ਨੀ ਲਾਰੇ ਲੂਰੇ ਲਾਉਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਯਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਸਤਾਉਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਐ ਤੂੰ ਜ਼ੁਲਫਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਖੇਡਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਤੱਕਦਾ ਰਹਾਂ ਨੀ ਲਾਰੇ ਲੂਰੇ ਲਾਉਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਐ ਨੀ ਯਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਸਤਾਉਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਐ ਤੂੰ ਜ਼ੁਲਫਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਖੇਡਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਤੱਕਦਾ ਰਹਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਤੱਕਦਾ ਰਹਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਤੱਕਦਾ ਰਹਾਂ ਤੂੰ ਜ਼ੁਲਫਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਖੇਡਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਤੱਕਦਾ ਰਹਾਂ ਜੇ ਖੇਡਣਾ ਦਿਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤਾਂ ਬਾਜ਼ੀ ਲਾਉਣੀ ਪੈਣੀ ਦਿਲ ਦੀ ਜੇ ਖੇਡਣਾ ਦਿਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤਾਂ ਬਾਜ਼ੀ ਲਾਉਣੀ ਪੈਣੀ ਮੈਂ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਤੱਕਦਾ ਰਹਾਂ 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 ਮੈਂ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਤੱਕਦਾ ਰਹਾਂ